Ding, ding.
Let me do the countdown. They have like a little intro thing in there. Hey,
Hello,
people.
Margine.
Margine's here. Drazo.
See, now,
Yankees for life.
this is what bothers me about people, okay? It's like this Drazo, right? So I
Drazo's
meet him
cool.
the other night, and
Uh-huh.
we're from the same area, boopity boop. Then he
Oh, and he
makes a
says
comment
Cowboys.
like, let's go Cowboys. Come on, baby. Come on. Cowboys? No, no. Cowboys are going nowhere. Mr. Marinello, very, very happy. And I want to say this. This is the first time, okay, that I have watched a Jet game from the initial kickoff to the end of the game in a long, long time. A very long time. And yeah, I mean, it was just excellent. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was, you know, the Jets, they really made some good pickups this year in the draft, I have to admit. I wasn't really too psyched about their lineup. And my brother was kind of like telling me, they might be better than you think. And he was right. So kudos to Joe Douglas and the Jets. He, well,
See, that's my Margine.
hi, Margine.
See, Margine, I didn't know too much about the topic before. I just jumped on for a minute to show you some support because I know you're upset.
Montauk. So
Montauk's here.
so Margine, me and you have just moved one step closer to becoming best buds. She loves the Jets.
I
And
like
you
the
know,
Jets too. The first T-shirt I found was a
yeah.
Giants T-shirt, and I showed you
Because
that book. My kid's first book she got as a newborn,
right.
and
Because if you love the Jets,
a
you have
kid's
to be a
guide,
very compassionate person to love the Jets.
a kid's guide to loving
Ah,
the Jets.
okay.
Yes, it's all about what you do when you go to Jets games.
Do you see this?
Yes, I
Okay.
saw that. I wish
So
I knew where her
my
binky
cousin
was.
Emily, okay, my cousin Emily made this for me probably 20 plus years ago. Okay. And I still have it.
Hey there, Oliver.
And my cousin Emily, I was just at her engagement party last weekend, and she's a doctor. So my cousin's a doctor. I have a doctor in the family. So
Read that, please.
that's good. Joe Bade, best wishes always. Our utmost respect, Mrs. MB, the Alpha Omega woman. Blessings always. Congratulations. Excellent Sunday morning. Show hope you could do it every Sunday. Now, he need I mean, he should have like I don't know, he could be like Joel Osteen of YouTube, Edwin. I mean, you say a lot of nice things to people that put people in a really good mood, and you're always very positive and whatever. So
He's a gentleman.
I have to say that thank you.
Caneshades,
Oh,
you want to come up and talk some football? Caneshades
not
is the
even just
football.
Elijah Moore. It's the other kid too. Garrett Wilson, he's good. They got it. They're pretty impressive. Now we just got to see if Zach Wilson can stay healthy and get him the ball. Honestly,
Rat
the
trap, my
best
brother.
receiver on the Jets right now, in my eyes, is Brees Hall. Man, did you see him today? He was dragging the man. They could not take him down. He could not take him down. That Brees Hall, that was some pickup they got, man.
Are you responding to Caneshades
Yeah,
stuff?
I'm responding to
Yeah.
Kincaid. But I think he's going to be good, Elijah Wilson. Elijah Moore. Garrett Wilson, another one. Brees Hall,
Oh, it's gone.
Corey Davis, Conklin. But you know what I was thinking? How come the Jets didn't get this Tyreek Hill? Because could you imagine if Tyreek Hill was on the Jets? I mean, come on. He's really good, that Tyreek Hill. He really is good, man. He really is good. And I can't believe Kansas City got rid of him. But the Jets, they're doing it the right way. They had a great draft. I mean, defensively, Quinnen Williams. The linebacker core is really good. Lawson, Mosley. I mean, Sauce Gardner. Come on.
You have football cards?
Did you see that hit that Sauce Gardner put on what's his face? Teddy Bridgewater. Oh
Nope.
my God. That's about as perfect as a hit you could put on a quarterback right now without it being illegal. Because they changed the hits now. You know, you can't lead with your head. You got to, you know what I mean? You can't go helmet to helmet. I mean, it was a perfectly placed hit. And yeah. Oh, Trevor Lawrence. He's going to have some up and downs. But you know what? Trevor Lawrence, I'm banking on him to go far. I actually think it's better what they're doing with the quarterbacks and stuff, where you can't just lay them out. You know what I mean? Because I mean, back the quarterbacks were just getting hurt too much.
Redzilla.
There's that. I mean,
Rat.
the jersey I have on, right? This jersey is number 16.
Is that the one that
No, but see, you have this thing where you interrupt. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Lauren?
whose jersey is that? Number 16 is
It's going to sound crazy, but it's Vinny Green's jersey. Yeah, Vinny Greenhead. Vinny Testaverde. Right? Now, Vinny Testaverde, as I recall, in 1998, the Jets made it to the AFC final, and they lost to Denver. Okay? And then what happened was, what's up, Caneshades?
Hey, what's up?
So Denver, I think they won the Super Bowl that year. But the Jets had a pretty good year. The next year, Vinny Testaverde had his best year in the NFL in 98. The next year, I think in week 1, Vinny Testaverde gets hit and he tears his Achilles and he's out for the season, and it ruined the Jets. Now, that's not going to happen as much in the NFL because if you hit the quarterback, you know, they don't want you hitting the quarterback. And maybe it's better that because the quarterback is like, you know, these guys are just coming full steam. I mean, you could really hurt the quarterback.
Nick Carroll.
And now with the concussion shit, they're going to make the hits they're even going to change that now. So you basically, it's basically going to be flag football with the quarterback. You know, they should put flags on him and let the guy just rip the flag off him rather than tackle him, the quarterback.
Well, since we're talking about quarterbacks, who do you think is the best quarterback in the NFL right now?
The best quarterback in the NFL is probably Aaron Rodgers, I would think.
Not Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, probably this year, he's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's having the best, you know, stats this year. But yeah, he's one of them. But he's got to prove, you know, he's got to put together. I'd like to see them do something.
Isn't isn't it a little scary how he scrambles and he's not
Yeah, man.
protected?
I know.
It is scary how he does that.
Yep. I mean, honestly, there's a few quarterbacks that have like Trevor Lawrence. He's not doing that good right now, Trevor. I mean, he's doing much better, but he's another one who could run. He's 6'6". I mean, the quarterbacks, I mean, now is probably the best time for the quarterback in the history of the NFL because they're not really allowed to hit the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, in the past, if you look at Josh Allen, like what he's doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
keying in on him right now, they would hurt him. You know what I mean? They'd illegally hit him or do something, and then it just takes away from it. But look at the game he had today.
Yeah, the quarterbacks are running around like they're wide receivers and running backs now. It's crazy.
Lamar Jackson. I
Mhm.
mean, could you imagine? I remember Randall Cunningham.
Oh yeah, remember that?
What happened to him? He was getting hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He get hit. Now they don't touch the quarterback now, so he could run. I mean, Lamar Jackson has 2,000-yard rushing seasons. That never happened before, really.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they feel comfortable to run, but he's another one who could be really good, Lamar Jackson. But Josh Allen, I mean, plus he's got Diggs, he's got weapons around him. That's the other thing, It's interesting, it really is. Josh Allen, though, I think he came in that same draft, Josh Allen, with Sam Darnold. So I'm a little bit pissed off about that. You know what I mean? Because I think we could have got him. I think we could have got Josh Allen. I think we took Darnold, the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So
who's the best team in New York right now?
The best team in New York right now is the Jets. The Jets have the best team. And I'll tell you why the Jets have the best team. Because Zach Wilson, is just coming back from, the tear of the meniscus. But I think the Jets are a better team. They might not beat the Giants right now because, like I said, they're just coming together and they have these rookies. But if you think about it, I mean, Sauce Gardner, they got Lawson, Mosley, Quinnen Williams. They got a really good special teams. Brees Hall, Michael Carter. They got Moore. They got Garrett Wilson. They got the kid Conklin. They got they got some really good. The Jets have some really good players, and I think that they would be the better team moving forward.
Well, now, Joe, you're forgetting about a team in West New York.
What you mean, the Bills? Yeah, I don't consider that New York.
But it's New York State.
They have the best team. Yes. Well, if you really think about it, though, the Jets and Giants are really playing Jersey. So that's if you really look at that question, the Bills are the best team in New York right now. I would say, yeah, definitely.
Are you excited for the Bills and Jets game coming up?
No, I'm not really excited for it. Because I think the Bills are a much better team right now.
I'm confused by this. New beginnings. To move away from them, we could use New Beginnings Community. Well, New Beginnings is a urine head. So, but I'm NB. I'm NB, guys. And we're trying to move away. But every once in a while, we might talk crap. It happens, But that's the point. We're trying to just... Heidi Black's in the house? Sorry, guys, cut you off. I left for a second.
No. Because, this is what happens sometimes.
I cut you off?
You could be having a conversation with someone, and then someone has to butt in with some stupid ass shit and make a stupid comment. And here we are. I mean, this is what happens. So, yeah, the problem is this, Oliver.
Oliver's cool.
Oliver is cool. But the problem is this, okay? We're human beings. Okay. And when I get messages from people that this guy's talking about me and that guy's talking about me, yeah, it rolls off my back sometimes. But then other times, I want to take action.
Well,
I
back
want
to
to
foot.
take action, but
Back
I
to
can't.
football.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yes.
yeah. I don't like the Jets, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm a huge Elijah Moore fan.
Oh yeah. He's
I
yeah.
interviewed him when he was in St. Thomas, and that kid
Did
is
you
gonna be good. Yeah, when he was in St. Thomas, I interviewed him. That
really?
kid, that kid is gonna be tremendous for the Jets. I'm rooting for them. I got a few players in, well, about 18 or 19. I haven't counted yet, but there's a few players I've interviewed that are playing in the NFL right now.
So tell us some of who the guys you really like.
As far as the kids I interviewed, or just
Oh,
or
the kids
just
you interviewed, yeah, the kids you interviewed, yep.
All right. So right now on the Buffalo Bills, he scored a touchdown today. The what's his name? James Cook played for Georgia. I interviewed him when he was at
Okay.
Central. Um, you got Shaq Quarterman. I interviewed, but he's not. He's not panning out. I believe he's a linebacker at Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, Oh, the Cincinnati Bengals kicker, Evan McPherson. I interviewed him. He
Mm-hmm.
went on to play for University of Florida. So he's probably one of the best kickers in the league right now.
Shaquille Quarterman, he's from Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I interviewed.
he's young though. He's 24 years old. I mean,
Mm.
so I mean, yeah, I guess he might be 6 foot 230 linebacker, so he's got some decent size. Those play Miami, like Miami and the Alabama. They run like pro schemes over there, so it's like they're like pro players in college already. Those guys. All right, who else?
There's another linebacker. I can't think of his name. He was right on the side of Shaquille Quarterman. He's playing for the Chargers right now. I cannot think of his name. I interviewed so many kids from the year 2015 to 2018 in high school, and there's might be some kids that are playing that I don't even know that are in the NFL.
So you interviewed them in high school before they.
Yes,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
before they went to college, yeah, like when they were in 10th grade, 11th grade, yes.
Okay.
Some of these kids were looking at going to Miami, and then they went to different, colleges and stuff.
Braxton
Uh,
Berrios went to Miami.
yes, I don't think I interviewed him. Yeah, I don't think I interviewed him.
So okay, so let's make it easier. Who in the NFL right now, give us some of your better players that you think are going to be the next great ones? Obviously, Josh Allen's one of them.
Josh Allen. The wide receiver from the Lions, St. Brown, is gonna be. I'm telling you, that kid is gonna be. I didn't interview him, but I'm saying that kid is probably gonna be the next big wide receiver. Even though the Lions are horrible, but that wide receiver is awesome.
Yeah, the kid from USC.
Yes, yes.
I
He
mean, he
he's gonna
really
be the
threw
next big.
1,000 yards. He had 90 receptions as a rookie, so yeah, he's going to be good. He's already good.
Well, last year they started playing him, and I think in the last 5 games, and he just broke out. Now he's having a tremendous second year, man. I mean,
Yeah,
look at his stats right now. If
I
you're
like
playing fantasy football, put him on your team. If you're playing like the
Saint.
DraftKings, if you're doing DraftKings or Dual Sports, put St. Brown on your team.
All right, give me some other ones now.
Um,
What are you thinking, Nick Chubb?
Chubb is okay. Yeah, he's okay.
Chubb is okay, huh?
Yeah, it's all right.
He's good, Nick Chubb.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's a premier running back.
I think after this season you'll think that. The problem is he's splitting time with that Kareem Hunt, and so that's the
Yes.
problem. So they're splitting the carries. But if he was the featured back, it'd be much different.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, his first 4 years in the NFL, he rushed for close to 5,000 yards in 4 years. So that's pretty good.
And
Chubb.
what the hell happened to Jonathan Taylor? Well, what happened to him? He's not having a really good injuries. He's not having a really good year.
Yep. That's what happens, man. They get a little nagging injury, but he's been really good past couple of years. I mean, he's pretty good.
Andrea
Taylor.
Patel, the Jets and Giants both won.
Yeah, I think they won 2 weeks in a row. I don't think that's happened in a long, long time.
Yeah, I watched that Jets Miami game, and man, wow, it's crazy. I think you guys, Miami only has what, the third string quarterback in there, seventh round pick.
Yeah, but I was worried. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, because like
What is
first
this?
of all, he did really good in the preseason,
Redneck
and they
Texan.
kept him. And I would, when I think of stuff like what happened with that, I think of Tom Brady. Because like he just came in out of nowhere. Like it got me worried that he was just gonna come in and like do some Tom Brady shit. What was Tom Brady? He was sixth round, right? Something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so. I mean, obviously it's not gonna happen too often, but I think that kid's gonna be good. He handled himself pretty well.
Well, he has a high power offense in Miami. So, and I don't know why Miami's not using Chase Edmonds. I don't understand why they're not using him more often. Chase Edmonds was a beast in Arizona. So I don't know what's going on with Chase Edmonds.
So who do you think the best team in the NFL is right now?
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
Yes,
Really?
I think this is their year. I'm
My
a Bills
oldest
fan now.
brother, my oldest brother is a huge Buffalo Bills fan his whole life. My oldest brother.
Yeah.
Do you
So
guys know Todd Father? You
Todd,
seen Todd Father?
Hey,
Todd,
Paul Clayton.
he's in the chats. He's a good guy, Todd. Yeah.
He's
If
a subscriber.
Todd,
Father.
you have to sub to Caneshades channel if you haven't. But Todd's a good guy. He lives in Buffalo.
okay.
He's been breaking my chops the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, I lived in Buffalo too. I'm a Bills fan. I root everything Miami except the Dolphins. I love the Bills. I lived in Cheektowaga when I was a kid in Buffalo.
Yeah, one of my friends went to school, University of Buffalo.
Hmm.
I used to go hang out with him up there in the dorm with him.
I used to watch when I used to live there. I used to go see. They have this minor league baseball team. It's called the Buffalo Bisons, and I used to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to watch them. Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in Syracuse for a little bit, and I have
Hmm.
relatives up there. So they
Hey,
used to have the Syracuse Chiefs up there,
Mm.
and the
Did you
Syracuse
get a lot of Canadian channels when you were there? Because when I was in Buffalo, when I was a kid, there was a lot of Canadian channels on cable.
I don't remember. It's been so
Mm.
long. I was there like 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had cable, but I'm not sure. I really didn't watch a lot of TV back then.
Mm.
Canadian channels?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But shout out to Canada. I really like Canada. And there's some people from Canada in here. And I would love to go to Canada, but you got to have a passport.
now you do?
I had a passport,
Yeah, me
and
too. Mine expired.
mine expired too.
Well,
Caneshades, I just wanted to mention to you that I was live this morning and I shared your videos. I didn't think you care.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I didn't even hit you up. It was early. I didn't think you would care.
So you're
Uh,
doing the football with Lee Caneshades, right?
yeah.
How's that going?
We didn't do it this year. We didn't do it.
Oh, you're not doing it?
We're doing we're doing fantasy football. We're doing
Oh,
a fantasy football league. Yeah. Me and Lee are horrible. We're like the two worst teams in that league right now.
Well,
well,
Liam,
because he had mentioned to me a while back, Lee, that like he wanted to do a possible show with you. He wanted to see if I wanted to come on,
Hmm.
to talk weekly sports or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I think Lee is, he's big time Lee. He's not he's not for the little guy anymore. So I don't know if I'm big enough to get on his station. You know what I mean? But
his station.
maybe I'll get in touch with him. He's got a whole network. You know what I mean? The Lee Cole network. So,
Yeah.
LCN News. People kept
but
bringing
that's
up
cool,
this
man.
LCN News this morning. Is that a thing? LCN News? Is that like a term or something? I don't know. I thought that
Well,
always had to do with
LCN is
football.
like La Cosa Nostra. So that's
That's what
So
it is. I always thought it
LCN
had to do with
News.
Lee
So it's
Cole,
like
like LCN. I thought LCN News. Always thought that had to do with Lee Cole and people. It was just like socks that were making fun of him. I guess not.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
Like in its mafia lingo. Like, for example, if some fat fuck has an omerta tattoo on his arm, you know what I mean? He's a douchebag, okay? Well, LCN is another thing, like La Cosa Nostra, meaning our thing. So, like, LCN, La Cosa Nostra, means in Italian our thing, and that's what they call the mob. It's like our thing. Like a mobster would say that. You know, they might use that terminology. Like a rat wouldn't get a tattoo, an omerta tattoo on his arm. That his arm should burn up in a fire. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's like the craziest thing to me, but whatever.
Well, did you know that Caneshades has an Omerta tattoo?
No, I don't.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
It was a joke.
He could have
I
it.
know. I have a lifer.
He could have it because he's not an informant.
No.
What's crazy to me is how do you have that, but you tell? It's like it doesn't. It's crazy.
Caneshades and he does nothing. Now I had somebody on this, and this is why you were kind of brought up, and I referred people. This guy Jerry Gambuti. I don't know if you saw him around, you might know him. He was on this morning.
Aussie Italian.
Yeah, but he's really just a subscriber. And then something was mentioned in the chat that like only certain he would know, you know what I mean? A certain name was thrown in the chat, and he's like, "That's weird," you know, because that's what something's called an XY whatever. And then it says like, they said something about his, you know, how was the financials? It's like that's weird. And then I'm like, that has to do with you. Okay. So if this is like a little like family name type thing, this has to do with you. And he goes, yeah, because I spent an hour and a half with my bank this morning because people were hacking into his bank account. And this is a little somebody, Caneshades, who like, you don't even know him because he has a tiny little channel that goes live and he might jump on mine every once in a while.
He's a good guy.
And this is the stuff that's going on. So I was, you know, told them to check out some of your videos and stuff like that. You need to be very, very careful. Even if you think you're a nobody and you won't be affected because you're not really involved.
Oh, yeah.
Google the word social engineering. See what that is. Social engineering tactics. And that's what's going on right now. And a particular person is using those words.
Oh yeah. We know that.
But
so you got to be very careful. Be careful with the links that you're clicking on and everything.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Certain people who would think like, why would they do it to me? I'm not really involved. Everybody needs to have their eyes open, and anybody who comes in any of these you need to have your eyes open and be aware of this stuff because everybody's a target. Everybody.
Yeah.
That's the point of the whole thing. But yeah, let's go back to football instead of those, you know, screw those jerks.
No, I just wanted to say it because like I've been hearing.
No, I wanted to bring it up too to Caneshades. That's why I was referred to some of his videos, and everybody needs to worry about this. Everybody in these chats needs to worry about it. Don't think because I'm not really involved in this drama. I'm such a little. They wouldn't even know who I am. You know, I don't need to worry about it. You do need to worry about it. Don't click links. Protect your accounts. Be careful.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's crazy, but it's just a crazy thing that's going on. But Joe, what do you think about the Buffalo Bills? Might be returning to the Super Bowl. Do you think they could do it?
Well, I think they have a team that's good. I mean, yes, I do. But a lot could happen between now and I guess week 18.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you know, I mean, it's if they could stay injury free, if they stay healthy, I think they could do it. But there are some pretty good teams. I mean, there's some teams a Patrick Mahomes team, you know, can you really count them out? But I guess it's wide open right now.
Yeah, it is.
Close last year, so I think they have as good a chance as anyone to make it.
But if Allen goes down, finito, it is over with. If Allen goes down.
But I think they're going to make it to where it's like flag football because they don't really want that.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at it, I mean, like the Sauce Gardner hit Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, that was like if he would have hit him any other way and knocked him out, of the game, it would have been, he would have been suspended, this and that. But it was like a perfect.
Can you imagine if they had those rules back then when Dan Marino was playing?
Forget about it. Yep. I mean, seriously. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, Elway, those guys, I mean, it would have been a whole different game.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, I remember when I don't remember the guy's name, but he played for the Green Bay Packers, and they were playing the Chicago Bears. And I guess Jim McMahon was the quarterback. The play was over. He picked them up and body slammed. The play was over. He just walked up to him, scooped him up, and body slammed him on the ground. You know what I mean? And that was, I think he got ejected, but like now you'd be thrown out of the league.
Do you remember the Marshall hit on Joe Montana? Oh my God, what a vicious hit. That took Montana out for 2 years.
That took Montana out, yep.
Yeah.
Took Montana out. Also, look at the hit that got Tom Brady in. The one that
Bledsoe. The one with Bledsoe, yes.
Who hit him? I know the Jets. It was a linebacker. I think Mo Lewis hit him, but he hit him out of bounds, and he like collapsed his lung basically, and that's what knocked him out.
And Bledsoe was done after that. I mean, he went to Buffalo, but he didn't really pan out in Buffalo that good.
And that was the rise of Tom Brady. And look at the Joe Theismann hit with Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, he broke his leg. Yeah,
man, it's hard to watch still, but there's a lot of hits. I mean. It's getting dangerous, and the guys are getting bigger. That's the other thing. They're getting bigger, stronger, faster. I mean, these linebackers, some of them.
Now, Ronnie Lott was awesome, right? But
unbelievable hitter.
Yeah, but what would happen if he was playing with these rules today, Ronnie Lott?
He probably wouldn't be in the league, or he would have to scale it back a lot because he would, like if you think about it, look at the dude who hit Darryl Stingley. I don't know if you know who Darryl Stingley was, but he was a receiver for the Patriots. He became handicapped. They broke his back. I forget who did it. Wasn't Jack Lambert, maybe someone for the Raiders. Look at all those Raider players back then.
Oh yeah, they're vicious.
Back in the 80s or whatever, and the steel curtain defense of Pittsburgh. I mean, it was crazy, the hits back then. But now you got to look at it this way. These owners, they're investing a lot of money in these players. And it really behooves them when you give them all this money and then they get knocked out. So, yeah, Jack Lambert. Yep. So there you go. So football has definitely changed. I know when I was playing football in the 80s, where we were at yesterday, Lauren, in that park, I mean, it was like the hits. The NFL hits, forget it. It was crazy.
They were trying to kill you back then.
You didn't put all your pictures up that I took.
Because I got to do a little more filtering.
No, I filtered. You didn't like the way I filtered them? Come on.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
You know what I'm finding crazy is that, so like women, right? I've noticed women, like the most beautiful women on TV, they all have like huge eyebrows now. Is that a new thing now? Like big eyebrows, like the unibrow type thing?
Johnny Looney.
Because like I have big eyebrows, and I remember when I was a youngster and I was like, trying to like talk to girls, they'd be like, go get your eyebrows trimmed. Now it's in style now. I'm like pissed off. You know what I mean? I've literally had people say like, hey, go trim your eyebrows. Now forget it. The women, their eyebrows are huge now. Have you noticed that? I've been noticing that. Because I guess it affected me at a young age.
So what does that have to do with the filtered pictures? I don't get that.
Because I want a unibrow in those pictures.
You want big eyebrows.
I want big eyebrows because what happens is every time that I wanted
to. Oh, Miami lost to the Jets.
Yeah, the Dolphins did. Yeah,
his Miami, but he likes the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, well, I'll give Caneshades. He lived there, so technically he has the right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically you have the right to like whatever team you want.
Yeah,
but it holds a little more. It's a little more validity if were in that environment. Like, for example, okay, let's say you want to talk about the mob. Okay, now I would think that, like, if you used to drive past the social club when you were 6 years old,
Yeah.
that does not give you the right that you're a mobologist or you're this, you're that. You know what I mean? It just
That's a
means
word.
nothing really.
My biologist.
But I guess nowadays, I mean, I don't know. If you gave someone a blowjob and his last name ended with a vowel, I guess you could be a mobologist then, right? I guess that boy's doing that, right? So there you go.
Do you think that Lawrence Taylor was high on cocaine when he was playing for the Giants?
Always.
Like every game, he was like zooted up.
Like every
Oh
game.
my God, that is
Because
crazy.
the stories that there's like, there's stories around here that like the cops, like they like would find him, passed out on the turnpike. You know what I mean? Like drunk and high, passed out in his car on the side of the road. They weren't arresting him. You know what I mean? They were getting him back to where he wanted to go.
What is on
But
next?
then again,
Bull riding?
you got to look at it this way. In the 80s, coke was not as such a bad thing. Like it just wasn't it wasn't like the worst thing to do.
Well, doctors and college
You're
students.
from Miami, so I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was around. I mean, but it wasn't like now, like, you do blow. I mean, a lot of people, man, a lot of my friends, all of my friends from the 80s or whatever, I mean, were doing that stuff. My family,
well,
I mean, everyone. But it wasn't a big deal. Now
all
it's
right. So in Drazzo's defense, I see the Cowboys are on right now. Maybe that's why he's saying "Go Cowboys." But when I used to, every place you went into, you went to the bathroom, and there was like people were lining that stuff up. So it's like that was just a thing back then.
right. Well, there you go. So yeah, he was, but then again,
It's
there
making you
was a lot
thirsty.
of people. Like I said, a lot. But that's what makes him great. Is that now like if you're on coke, like you're not going to be at. Could you imagine Lawrence Taylor like completely into like working out and drinking protein shakes and like doing like putting money into his body like LeBron James and all these mind things? He would be unbelievable. He'd have 200 sacks.
Now, I think if an NFL player would do coke nowadays, they wouldn't. They wouldn't, because the coke it's getting stomped on and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Back then, when Lawrence Taylor was doing it, he was doing straight fish.
Deal. Yeah,
He was doing the straight fish scale, the real deal.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Too
But
bad
the
you couldn't drive and do you cook it. I mean, join.
The only thing about like that I know about blow that would make it difficult is this. And I used to joke with all my friends whenever there'd be, that type of stuff around, right? I'd be like, I would bring up to one of my friends, like someone that they hated, you know what I mean? Like an arch enemy of theirs. When they hit that blow and I said, hey, what do you think about such and such? It'd be like, I don't care. It wasn't like these people that I knew when they did blow. It wasn't like, oh, kill, kill, kill. It changed their mood completely. And it made them tolerate people because it just put you in a good mood. You know what I mean? Like when I see these people that like they do coke and go crazy, I mean, I never seen that really. I seen people
like start peeking out the window and building. My friend's boyfriend used to like put like all the beer bottles by the door in case somebody opened it. It like would make a noise and he'd peek out. It was weird.
That's called tweaking.
Right, that's the paranoia end of it. But what I'm talking about, when you first hit that thing and your stomach starts rumbling a little, for the most part, you're very happy. Now, after a while, I guess it deteriorates your brain. But you become really happy for a little bit.
Thank you, David Cameron. What is this? I just saw it. Is there a new thing? Caneshades. I just noticed it. Where did I see it? Boots on the Ground. Is that a whole new website for the We Push Back?
No, I haven't heard about that. No, I haven't. I don't know. I haven't heard it.
And it's more supporters clips. Okay, maybe it's some. Okay, the WePushback.com website will feature all clips of supporters who decided to put hashtag boots on the ground.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
page will house all videos of those spreading the word about We Push Back. For all supporters who ask for flyers and wish to be featured on this website while you distribute them, please email me. And then his thing's up there. So check the wepushback.com. He just posted it like 40
Oh
minutes ago.
wow.
There's
Okay.
a whole new website. I don't know if it's the same website as I posted it in chat now. Like you're on there, MRE. There's a couple of supporters on there.
Yeah.
Ivy Black, what up, sweetie?
Lower supporters of the cause spreading the message. So this is the link to that. I'm going to put it in chat right now. I'm not sure.
Definitely. I like that. I encourage encourage anyone that wants to get involved and pass out flyers. Yes, I'm absolutely boots on the ground. Definitely.
Now I'm going to put that in link in chat and see. It's like boots on the ground. We push back boots on the ground link. It's a whole different link, guys, right here. So and Carol, thank you so much, Carol. Thank you so much.
Love you, Carol.
So, yeah, maybe you can bring Caneshades Joe more. I feel like with Dominic, I'm a little bit more of a troll type thing to have him on talk about. Maybe you can get him to explain it. Or he'll probably do a video explaining it. But this is the new wepushback.com/boots on the ground.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. So everybody look into that. It sounds pretty cool. And I don't. Everybody, and anybody who can get involved and wants to hand out flyers and stuff, check out the wepushback.com YouTube channel. You can read the community page and watch his videos, and you guys can get his email address and all the information from there. I will drop that and chat out to Dominic because we are big supporters of wepushback.com on this channel.
Yes, and it's different. See, out there when you're passing out the flyers, it's different than the internet. If you pass out a flyer to someone and you show them respect, you give them the flyer, you tell them what it's about, and then you'll have a discussion. It's not going to lead into a fight or nothing. If they don't agree with it, you keep it pushing. But guess what? They take the flyer and they put it in their car and they take off.
Yep. I think Maria is putting them on people's windshields.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I would not recommend that around here. Okay, because the way it is right now, you put something on someone's car, they might hurt you. So just be careful in New York. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it,
that hit,
it will kill you.
Yeah, I just pass them out. I'll go ahead and just give them out to people, and then I was passing out shirts and stuff. So I just pass them out.
We got another Cade Cunningham rookie, Lauren.
You got another one?
Yeah.
So is that a good thing?
Yeah. See, most people say, "Oh, what? You got two cards?" Well, it's like having a $20 bill. If you have one, do you throw out the other one? No, you keep them. So it's the same thing.
You got a card collection, football card collection?
Oh, forget it.
Oh, we got
one of the best in. I can guarantee you this: I have the best card collection on my block. I can guarantee you that. So.
Oh wow! What you got? Joe Montana rookie, Jerry Rice.
Go look at my Instagram page.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I put up my Montana rookie. I put up my Rice rookie. I put up my Marino rookie. You name it, I got it. What do you name? Keep naming names. I'll put them up.
What about Dan Marino rookie card?
I put it up. It's up already.
Wow.
1984 tops. Joe Montana. 1981 tops. Jerry Rice.
I'll make sure that you guys are following each other. That Joe follows
Joey Mo, aka.
I got it. Caneshades.
I have those cards up.
Yep. Have you ever thought about getting into the sports memorabilia game?
I'm in it.
Yeah, you sell some of your stuff?
I was selling for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened was YouTube came along. No, what happened was
he doesn't have an email address.
I was selling.
Good.
I was selling cards on eBay, and it was great for a while because this was like early on when eBay was not really keeping track of what you were doing. So now, like about, I would say probably 18 months ago, they said, look, we're not going to deal with PayPal anymore. We're going to put the money, when you sell a card, it's going to go directly into your bank account. So I was like, wait a minute. So I put up a bank account, but then I started thinking to myself, like, well, they're doing this for some other reason. And sure enough, then they say, look, anything more than $600 in sales, total sales, they got to 1099 you. So they want a basic, so you got to claim it on your tax or whatever, you got to pay tax on that money. Whereas prior to that, you didn't have to pay tax on any of it. You could make up to $10,000 a month without reporting it. So the game changed a little bit. So I got a little bit leery of like selling cards. And then I started YouTube.
Here's a question. Here's a question I've always wanted to ask you, because I'm always looking at your jewelry, right? Is it 10 karat or 14 karat, or like, where do you get your jewelry at?
I get it from, it's 6 karat. Actually, what happened was I got this jewelry and I said, is it 14 karat? And they were like, yeah. So they gave me the jewelry and they gave me a bag with actually 14 sticks of carat in it. And they said it's 14 karat gold. So that's what happened. It's fake. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's costume jewelry.
No, he's lying. He's making fun of somebody else.
Costume jewelry.
You're not wearing costume jewelry. Come on.
That stuff looks real to me. I got some jewelry now. So when I look at your chains, bro, fake. No, you got a few $1,000.
Listen.
That chain that you got on right now. Let me see. I don't know if you could blow it up, but that's like a $2,000 chain right there.
Fake.
$2,000.
Fake. I got it. Actually, I got it at Marshall's.
Tell the truth. Why would you wear a fake chain? Why would you wear a fake chain?
I wear fake chains.
No, you will not, bro.
It's fake.
He's full of crap.
Maybe he doesn't want to get robbed there. I don't know, but that's real. That shit is real, bro.
If FBI put his hounds on me, what would happen to me?
Yeah,
you want to know what would happen to me if FBS put out the word and said, you know what? Get Joey, get Bay 8, here's his address, here's his name. He put out all his people on me. He could call up all his people that he wants, the Mikey Scars and the Mikey fucking shit stains and all these guys. And you want to know what happened to Bay 8? Bay 8 would be the safest man in the world. Because they ain't doing shit. Thank you. It's 18 karat gold. It's 24 karat gold. I got a diamond Rolex on when I walk down the street. When I'm at Dyker Park yesterday, taking pictures, I have a Rolex on. And who did what?
Nothing.
They did nothing.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I've always looked at your jewelry and I'm like, man, this guy right now is wearing about $5,000. They're like some of the videos that you've had, like those 3 or 4. I don't know if it was a Franco chain you had on, but man, I'm like, yo, this guy's rocking like $4,000 worth of jewelry.
It's all show.
Yeah,
it's all show.
It's custom jewelry. It's custom jewelry.
Women. But I found you need more than jewelry for women. You gotta have nice eyebrows. You gotta, Every time I see Lauren, she's like, "Oh, your beard. You gotta trim your beard, your eyebrows."
No, he gets these and I like to pluck his beard. There's a couple of hairs that are a little like the gray ones stick out more, and they're prickly. I like to pluck his beard, his eyebrows. I don't know.
They like the scruffiness. They like the big eyebrows all messed up. You're like,
who are you talking about? Who's they? Who's they?
The women.
Where do you go?
The women. I go everywhere. Where do we go? I'm in Brooklyn yesterday. Where were we?
But you were with me. So what women were? I didn't see one woman come next to you.
Because my eyebrows and my beard are trimmed up nice. If it was messed up, and I got to go out with my friends. I guess I got to start hanging out with BK more. Shout out to BK.
Do you have a ring collection?
A ring? I have some rings. Yeah, I have some rings.
Yeah, I got a ring collection.
Like the thing is this: I'm into jewelry, but my uncle was a jeweler, so that's where I get all my stuff. That's how I got my Rolex, and I got some other watches and stuff. And she got mad at me the other day, Lauren, and sends me a picture of my Rolex and my Movado watch that she had in the garbage. You believe that?
That's crazy.
That's
and then
crazy.
they pretended like I threw it in the dumpster.
I wanted to kill her. I was gonna kill her.
Now
then
that movie. I'm sorry. Go ahead, MB.
No, and then these people wonder what they think he's the crazy one because like he'll jump on a live screaming at me and they think like he's the crazy one, but like they don't know what I did to him right before the live started.
Yeah. Goes out and sends me a video of her throwing out a bag of trash that has my Aaron Judge jersey in it, my
No.
all this stuff that I have. And what do you think I'm gonna do? Go
Okay.
nuts.
Did you see the movie Uncut? Uncut Gem with Adam Sandler.
I did, of course.
What did you think about that movie? Because I think that movie.
It was good.
I think that movie was the most realistic movie, and I've sent it to a couple of my friends, and they were like, "It's horrible." And I said, "What do you think it was going to happen to the guy? You thought the guy was going to have a happy ending? No, that's how it was supposed to play out."
Yep.
I love that movie.
SPK.
That's how it is. Now, SPK, he's an up-and-comer, this kid. I like SPK.
He knows a lot of sports stuff, too. You want to come talk sports, SPK?
He's working.
Oh, he is working. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't...
No, he said that earlier in the chat. He said, he's working till 1 a.m. And, most people... Hold on a minute. I think FBI's at the door. Hold on.
All right.
The FBI's at the door.
Yeah, I think Joe would be so successful if there's a community called the NFL TTC, the trash talking. If he would join that community, he would get a few thousand subscribers in that community. He would enjoy himself. Now the Jets are doing good, and there's not too many Jet video makers. If he would pop up in that community, he would actually do really good in that community.
Let me tell you also. Like he has so much knowledge on basketball too, stuff like that. Yeah. I join Discords. Like I'm in a couple Discords for some of these sports stuff. Which one?
Shout out to the Discord.
Shout out to the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. That's right. Shout out to the Discord. I joined a couple Discords, a couple Reddit groups, on these sports stuff. So like if he puts up the sports content too, like these groups have hundreds and thousands of people in these groups. I could share the videos. Like, oh yeah, I'm in a Jets Discord right now. I don't even know anything. To tell you. I watch Jets games. I used to go to the Jets game, but at this moment, I don't know much about the Jets. But like, I can go in these Discords and I could drop the links to his Jets shows, and he's gonna. And how many people are in this Discord? Lots. I can't even count. This thing goes on for pages. You know what I mean? And he can grab subscribers from that too. I could promote him in there. I did all that, but and I sent up even there's channels with the cards, when they're showing their card collection, their baseball card, their Topps cards, whatever, that type of stuff where they do unboxing. That so he needs to.
But Joe would have such a good time in that NFL TTC. I think he would probably just forget about all of this other nonsense, but he would interact with a bunch of sports video makers, and then they'll share his channel. And there's a thing called Hate Week, right? Let's say that there's a thing.
This is only one channel now, but we're thinking about something happened with the Bay 8 because that side's a bunch of rats. So right now I'm thinking about we're trying to think of a name. Okay, because I still have the NB3, and that's almost at 1K, and taking all the videos, putting them on private, and then he could turn that into like his sports type thing. But we need to think of a name where you just put sports stuff on there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And with other, other stuff.
Yeah, interact. Yeah, because there's a thing that it's called Hate Week, right? The NFL TTC, they do Hate Week. So before the game starts, right? They will trash talk each other, and then they'll do like little bets. And then if your team if your team loses, you got to crow. You got to say, oh, okay, congratulations to the other team. But if you win, you get to do a victory lap, and everyone's watching it. Like he will have a blast in that community. I'm telling you, he would love it.
Even the boxing stuff. There's a couple boxing channels that he's into, and he watches all that sports stuff. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what we're like really trying to do, is just find other content that we're like I'm into, he's into, and get away from this. And I think like you're into like going after the the line informants and stuff like that. But then you're also into like you're into sports too. Like you and Lee were going to do the football thing, but you never ended up doing it. But a lot of these people, like. Or like me and my friend Heidi, we did a show last week, and it was like where different communities collide, and like a bunch of good people from her community, some good people from our community, we all collided, and it's like we're all gonna try to like they're done with the BS in their community, we're done with that BS, so like let's all like try to not get involved with the BS that these other people are trying to drag us into. The best thing right now. That's the only way it's going to end for us. They could keep going, but
Joe. What I was saying is, you need to join this community. It's called the NFL TTC, Trash Talking Circle. You would have a blast in that community, and people will share your channels. There's a thing called Hate Week. Before the games start, you get to trash talk. Let's say the Jets are playing like Miami. You get to trash talk a Dolphins fan, and then you do little bets with them. And then if you lose, you got to crow. You got to say, okay, congratulations and whatever. If you win, you do like a victory lap. This community has existed since 2007 on YouTube. And you should definitely check it out. You would have I know some of the content makers over there, and I could put you down with them. And here's the thing: the Jets are doing good, and there's not too many. I don't even think that there's a Jet video maker in that community. If you came out of nowhere, people would tune in.
Who would be like if you'd be getting made fun of every week? If you were a Jet fan, they didn't win nothing the past 10 years. So
so if you pop in the scene right now, people are going to tune in because the Jets are good.
NFL TTC?
Yeah, NFL Trash Talking Circle. Yeah, I gotta introduce you to a couple of the video makers over there. There's a guy named A-Bomb. He's a San Francisco Giant guy. There's some Saint video makers. There's a Patriot video maker. There's a Dolphins a video maker. I used to be in the NFL TTC, but I like the college TTC, but there's no more college TTC no more. But I was more into the college TTC.
I sent you Caneshades, I sent you a message on Instagram, so you have Joe's Instagram. You guys can communicate through there too. Through there. Now, we kind of run it together, but he'll talk to you. I just did it because he's a little.
Yeah, we do it together. She's the boss. I'm the underboss, and
okay.
No,
we run it like the mob. We run it like the mob. I kick everything upstairs to her. Stuff like that. She's the
and if you make me mad, you lose toes. That's all. Next is fingers, but it's all good.
NB.
Very nice.
Yeah, what's up, Caneshades?
3 weeks, but that's going to end.
One thing I'm shocked about, because these guys from my area, they're doxing my vehicles or whatever, and one thing they have not figured out yet, and I'm waiting for them to do this because I'm going to think it's comical. I've made YouTube videos, like crazy sports videos where I'm ripping off my shirt like Hulk Hogan. I get in the camera, Louisville, we're coming for you. They haven't discovered that yet. They haven't, and I encourage them to do it. I was on Louisville. Man, my videos used to go viral. I was on Louisville radio. I was in what was it, Lincoln? They interviewed me in Lincoln. They interviewed me in Omaha. I did a video in 2015 when Miami played Louisville. Oh no, I'm sorry, Nebraska. I'm getting it wrong. Nebraska. They covered a story on me in Louisville, but yeah, my videos used to go viral.
They're not going to put the good stuff up. Are you kidding
I
me?
know.
You
Well,
know
they
that
can make fun of me because I'm acting like a deranged lunatic. They can make fun of me,
at
but
first
they haven't discovered that yet.
at first the pictures that they had of me, they were blacking my face out,
Mm.
and they were like asking, the guy, oh, is she everything? Is she what you thought? And he's like, actually, no. They were like blacking my face out until they started like realizing that they could like Photoshop and make me look like I'm missing teeth and whatever else, but like they didn't want me to be who I was. So I think they were a little hesitant on doxing me at first because I wasn't this trailer park, 300 pounds type of person, but they don't want the good stuff. They only want the bad stuff about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's in this community, it would
Yeah.
be considered embarrassing. What I used to get like a pick, like a pick, like an axe, and like smash pumpkins and shit, and go
Yeah.
fucking crazy, but because of sports. But in the community, it would be considered how you say embarrassing. But in the
Yeah.
sports, yeah,
Like
yeah,
The
Gallagher,
sports
the
community,
one
it's
dude used to
yeah,
threaten my watermelons. Gallagher. Yep. He was
yeah. I
cool.
used to do all types of like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
I eventually
unfortunately,
moved on to this. I eventually moved on to this community.
this is the
Uh,
worst of all
this
communities you've been in, right? You
it's crazy. It's crazy. See,
yeah.
the NFL TTC in the off season gets vicious, right? Like
Mhm.
because everyone's bored, so they'll do personal attacks there. But once football season starts, it's over with. Like, they're concentrating on sports or whatever. So I encourage Joe when the off season don't really because it gets bad in NFLTC in the off season. But when the sports happen, because everyone's bored. But when sports
when you
happens,
but
oh
when
my
you
god.
say bad, like what? They make fun of you, or they go after your family?
There was a particular there've been a few doxing, like people get butt hurt there. Like, I don't know what's going on now, but I remember when I was a part of it, there was some doxing that would happen. People would get
Hmm.
bored, and it's the off season. But once
Right.
football season happens, all that stuff is it's done. They're concentrating on football.
I'm all for self-doxing anyway. It's much
Hmm.
easier. Just give up all your information beforehand, and then they can't dox you.
And the college TTC was so peaceful. I loved it. It was like a peaceful community because we're talking about like teams like Tennessee and like video makers from Alabama. So they're like peaceful people.
Yeah.
Now the NFL TTC is more how you say urban. Like it's a little bit more urban.
Right. There's a little more of a ghetto twang to it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right. Whereas, like, this genre here is
Oh,
more
it's 10 times worse. I've never seen
suburban.
nothing like this ever. It's bad, bro.
It's more
It's
suburban. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Not urban. But hey,
Well, it wasn't as bad until certain people came around. I mean, it was bad, but it got a lot
mm,
worse when those certain people came around. Now, this stuff, like I said, go after me. Like my videos have always been their own words, or maybe I'll make a silly video with a song in the background, like something like that, and put their face on like a pig or something like that. But like, do that back to me. But as far as like why are you threatening my child? Why are you threatening my parents? Why are that type of stuff who have nothing to do with it? When that type of stuff and what others have done has nothing to do with me or you, Caneshades. Like Caneshades
Yeah,
with you, like it has nothing to do with you. Like even Angel's not doing it. Just because there are certain creators and listen, we talk about certain ones that have done things to them and say horrible things about them. They've said it about him too, and it's like tit for tat back and forth. But I ain't doing this tit for tat. I ain't putting
yeah. It,
their mother pictures up. I'm not going to try to call
it,
law enforcement on them and X, Y, and Z like that. So just because that
uh,
so and so did something that has nothing to do with me, Angel, they make it like Angel is like the all time, like Angel's like the principal or something, or like the
yeah,
godmother,
yeah,
like the
yeah.
boss of all of us. She's not. She is not. So what I do on my channel, I will do on my channel, and it has nothing to do with her. What Caneshades does or MRE does, it has nothing to do with her. And that's the stuff
yeah.
that like they're trying to just, like use it like Angels, I never did anything to you. Well, NB accused me of bestiality. Well, what the heck does that have to do with her? Stuff like that. It's
The
ridiculous.
biggest problem with the YouTube that I see is you have like, for example, you people have channels, right? And then there's the people that are behind the channels that create all the problems. Like who are some of the people? Like Gacy and like who's the other dude? Thin
That's
Gator
Stone Sailor
Ryan.
now.
Those
That's on.
people, yeah, these people are like behind the scenes, like putting gas on the fire. You know what I mean? Like saying, "Oh, he said this and he said that." And it just keeps it going and going and going. And
And it's crazy because some of this information, I don't know where they come up with it. I don't know. It's so ridiculous. They thought I was Cuban B, right?
Yeah.
And everyone knows that Cuban B, and then now they're thinking I'm a guy named Parasite Slayer now.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't as far as this community, I don't do the behind the scenes talk
Mhm.
to like people and get
Hard.
involved and all this stuff. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about what the heck's going on. I just go. I do my videos Friday night. Now I'm
Mhm.
doing this MobTube novella stuff.
You never
And
went on last night? What happened last night? You were going on. You never did?
you want to, the truth is North Carolina beat Miami, and I was so bummed out, and I didn't want to go on. So I figured that I'd debut my newest novella. So.
Yeah, somebody Montauk said, Bay 8, do you think that the Mets will win today? Are the Mets playing today? Do you think the
I
Mets
actually do. Yeah.
Chuck was at the Mets game yesterday. He
Sorry,
came
so
on
that
the
was a
screen
good
for a
game.
second. His voice was all lost. And here we go. A word from the wise. Mr. Bay 8, Mrs. NB, nice show. Good night. God bless you guys. Always be safe, Caneshades. Never forget Mrs. MB. You have great potential. Blessings for your daughter. God bless all on chat. Thank you, Edwin, so much. Thank you.
I had potential, but I let it slip away.
Oh, do we have someone playing the guitar on for fundraising for St.
Is that
Jude?
Vinny Barco?
He's playing the
He used to play
guitar
the guitar.
on TikTok.
Vinny used to play the guitar.
Oh yeah. Well, he must have wrote a song. Well, I'll show you later. Anyway, Joey Musgrove. Is that a lock it up now? Padres.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
The
Oh, the Padres is a team. The Padres is a team.
That's who the Mets are playing.
Oh.
I don't really like. I'm a Yankee fan, and if the Mets could advance, great. Because it's New York. I come from a family of Met fans.
Are you into high school football?
No.
Oh, okay.
High
I'm not into high
school
football. Yeah, high school football. Yeah.
I didn't know
Because the high school football. Because I understand. Because in New York, it's different. In Miami, because that's where all the talent is at. So you go see Southridge play Homestead or Northwestern, like all of the major pro players come from those high schools. So you get to watch, up and coming talent, and that's where my partner Caneshades Bo came up with the idea in 2015 to interview these kids, and no one was doing that here in Miami. You'd have to pay for a site, like you'd have to pay like $4.99 to figure out what's going on with the kids, what schools. And then my friend came up with the idea where, hey man, we just hit these kids up on Twitter and interview them. And what we did was we left YouTube for a while, and then we went on this website called speaker.com, and we did a podcast where we interviewed the kids. And then later we returned to YouTube and interviewed the 18 class.
So you're really mainly into football, right?
I'm more of and college basketball. I love my Miami Hurricanes basketball team. I love it. Baseball, college baseball, I'll follow a little bit of it. Now, the MLB, I'm not really. Ever since they went to the Miami Marlins and they moved to that stadium where the Orange Bowl used to be, I can't follow the Miami Marlins no more.
Yeah, I'm more like basketball, football, baseball in that order.
Mm-hmm.
So like I guess I'm into football a lot, but like the Jets have just the past 10 years have been so bad, and I'm just so pissed off with them that I kind of like, was just, but now I guess I'm getting back into it, I guess. It's not no fair weather fan thing because I've been a Jet fan since the 80s when Ken O'Brien was the quarterback. They always suck.
Yeah,
But now I'm just like so frustrated with like the moves that they're making. It's like who's running the organization? You know what I mean? It's just like, come on.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Now it's Jets are winning some few games. I think you should make some Jet videos, man, and start networking. And I think you should uh start doing that, man.
Well, like I said, I'm in like these Jet Reddit things and these Jet
Mm.
Discords to promote his stuff. Like when he was doing the
Mm.
The thing is, Lauren's been trying to push me into it. I'm resisting because the YouTube thing is great, but it also has this like dark side to it that I don't even know if I have patience for. I mean, I just it's
And here's the thing though, there's some successful Jet video makers, and you know why? Because the rant people like to watch rant videos. Like
right.
people that go break their TVs and do crazy stuff. Like people
Yeah.
like that. So if you would do like a rant video, like what the fuck are you doing? And then you start
Or
running around your room like you're crazy. Those videos go viral.
I have some rant videos of her. Oh my
Mm.
god,
of
it's
who?
bad. You.
Oh, did you? So Caneshades, if he had the Jets game playing in the background while he's live, and all you heard was the sound, could he get struck for that?
Yeah,
Maybe, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
they'll strike you for anything.
Yeah, I had a friend that was streaming a Tennessee Titans game, and he got his channel taken down for 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about privating the video this morning because I played your novella, one of your novellas.
Mm.
I didn't know. Now, what did you get any copyright claims on that?
Yeah, because I got like little music there. I'm using but if you're monetized, you're not gonna get like commercials out of it, but you're not gonna get your channel. I mean, your video taken down or nothing.
No, but I'm talking about the rats, who want us down. No, it came up limited because I was on for like 4 hours and it wasn't, just a tiny bit was your novella. So I got
Yeah,
limited,
not
whatever.
that
But
song. That song, they're not gonna. The song that I'm using was from 1993, and there was a Spanish novella called Corazón Salvaje. Real
yeah,
Mark
big.
Anthony.
Yeah, no. It wasn't the one with Mark Anthony, but
Oh,
it was a big novella called Corazón Salvaje. So I'm using the theme music to that soap opera, and no one's gonna like that. No one really knows about that novella. Is gonna. I don't think they're gonna strike your channel down from using that theme right there.
no, I didn't mean them. I meant something else, but I don't even want to say it.
Oh,
Where's Zio
okay.
go? I thought Zio said something in chat and then I lost. Oh, here comes Zio. How
hey
are you,
Zio,
Zio?
how are you, Zio? Good. Yeah, I like Spanish music, but I'm more of like a like Color Me Bad, I Adore Me and More type Spanish thing.
Yeah.
So,
I love the '90s R&B music.
yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Mark Anthony, I like Mark Anthony. I mean, Mark, look, he got J Lo. I mean, come on, it's pretty good, right? He was
But
in
they're
that
not.
movie, Mark Anthony, where he played like a gang leader. What was
Oh yes, The Substitute. Like
that's it?
that
Yeah,
movie right there.
yep.
Like I don't even know why Mark Anthony didn't pursue an acting
I
career.
know. Yeah.
But
Yep. It
that
was a good
movie,
movie.
it was in Miami. They filmed, I believe, I could be wrong. I think they filmed that movie in Northwestern or Central. I don't know, I forget. But they filmed that movie in Miami. That movie was tremendous with Mark
Yeah.
Anthony, and he
Yeah.
played
It was
that
good,
role.
Mark Anthony.
He played that role so good.
Did
Like
yep.
he looked like one of those Miami gangsters in the '90s. Like
Yep.
he played that role really good.
Yeah, Marco Anthony. Yep, I liked him. I didn't even know he was a singer prior to that. Like then,
Mhm.
it came out. And yeah, Mark Anthony's cool. I have some. You're not Mexican, but I have a part of my family that was Mexican, and really good people.
Mhm.
Like I didn't know, like have Mexican friends growing. I mean, I had Mexican friends, but not like really close friends. And then so you really don't know. But like Mexicans and Italians are very very similar in a lot of things.
Well,
You know,
now I'm yeah. On the other side over there, they're calling me Caucasian now. I'm not even. At first, they thought I was Mexican. Now I'm just a straight white boy, and now
yeah. I mean, these guys
it's crazy.
and
uh,
like he's from a place in Mexico where like I'm like, yo, Roger, let's go. He's like, man, listen, if you're going to Mexico, you have to be with someone from Mexico. He was like, because where he's at, the cartel runs everything. They'll rob you if you're American. Like if it was me and Lauren went, you couldn't just go. They'd have you hemmed up. They'd have your jewelry. They'd have everything. So he's like, it's crazy over there. But man, oh man, those guys. I mean, you talk about like the mob community or whatever, and like we tell all these stories about these. You should see what they do over there. But they'll cut your head off and they're playing soccer with your head. It's
yeah.
like crazy what they do over there. And
It,
they're
it,
into like cowboy hats and like they have
well,
like belt buckles. They like riding horses over there. It's crazy.
this is where people get confused with the whole Mexican thing with me, right? I live where I live in Dade County. I live in Homestead, so there's nothing but Mexicans. I grew up with Mexicans, Central
Okay.
Americans, Nicaraguans, Honduran.
Right.
The crew I used to hang out with was majority Central Americans, and because from the area, Homestead is way different than other areas in Miami. There's a lot of Mexicans in
Yeah.
my area, so I caught the slang a little bit as far as that, but no, I'm not Mexican. So
Phil Collins on Miami Vice was actually very, very good. I remember that. He played like that swindler dude. But so we wanted to do a show on like how some of these immigrants like they come over from Mexico, like and how a bunch of them were locked in a trailer and they passed away or whatever, like these coyotes that bring them over. So I went to him. I was like, "Yo, Roger, explain to me a little about like how this works. Do you know that if you want to come across that border, you got to pay upwards of $10,000. It's not free, and it takes days to get over. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And it's to the point where these people are handing their children off to these coyotes to hold the kid. You know what I mean? And then like, I'll meet you over here. I didn't realize they pay all that money. It's not a freebie to walk across, and it's
Mhm.
very, very dangerous. And you're moving. It takes days to get across that border. But could you believe it that they pay that much money to come over here? It's unbelievable. And like these coyotes or whatever, they don't give a damn about them. They lock them in the back of a train car or whatever, and they can't get out. 130 degrees, 140 degrees in there, and they just die because they're locked in. So we wanted to do some stories about that. Because
Joe,
everybody's so big on this like thing with these immigrants coming over, like, oh, they're doing it. I mean, but there's like this backstory to it. They're really risking their lives to come over here. It's
Joe,
crazy.
there used to be this TV show. I don't know if I think if I got to figure out what it was called. It was to How to Catch a Scam Artist or something, and it was this guy. He was a really rich, wealthy guy. He would go to different countries and act like a tourist, and he would catch all the scams. And he did an episode on Mexico where and he almost got kidnapped in a taxi. And man, this show was tremendous. This guy would go to different. He even did one in New York. All the scams that were going on in New York, and like the fake colognes, what they do, and all that.
Oh
But
yeah, it's big over here in Manhattan.
yeah, but this guy would this show was, I forgot what it was, and I got to see if it's on YouTube. But I really enjoyed that show. But they had that episode that he almost got kidnapped in Mexico. That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, the immigration thing is a very tough thing, and people are very like Parasite Slayer. I like the kid Parasite Slayer. Um, he's
Who is
into
not
cars
me?
like myself.
Not
He's,
you,
he
no.
thinks that the thing is, like, shoot him. Well, it's not that simple. It's really not that simple, and it's a problem that we got to figure out. But you can't just kill the people. That's not going to work. I mean, they're saying that right now, this Governor Abbott in Texas is sending all these people up here, and the city's going crazy now because they have no room for them. So, if the president's not going to get involved, you know what I mean, and do something about it. Since he took office, over 2 million people have crossed the border illegally because they know with Biden, he's not going to arrest them. Trump is going to send them back. So, but unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, I know illegals that have come over here, and when you know them and you meet them and talk to them, they're good people for the most part. I
Yeah.
mean, they're bad people like everything else.
Well, remember that story we saw where they brought them over in the back of a box truck, and the guy that had them locked in the back of the box truck parked it on the side of the road and ran off.
Yeah,
And then for whatever reason, and these immigrants were locked in the back, and
yeah,
they
kids in there.
hot. It was hot, and he literally left them locked in the back of a box truck in the heat and ran off and left them there. And these people, they found them
Died.
dead in there.
Could you imagine being locked in the back of a box truck in Texas heat with no water or nothing, and the people are just dying? You know what I mean? Like
I think even if they had water, I'm sure there's, even if they had water, the heat in there killed,
it's sad, man. It really is. It's just and I'm not saying I'm a bleeding heart or whatever, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna come over, and it's I mean, it is what it is. I don't know how you would stop it. I don't. The whole thing with the wall. That's a great idea, the wall, but they've proven that. What is a wall gonna do? They climb the wall, they'll go under. I mean, I would love to know how many tunnels are under that border. They never talk about that, but those tunnels, man, oh man.
A little off, a little off topic. Back in the days, there was a popular thing that was going on around here in my neighborhood, and I despised it. I hated it. It was it was called Chico splacking, and what they would do is they some jack boys would find like a Mexican on a Friday night drunk, and some of them are short and they can't defend themselves, and
Oh yeah.
they would go to a bar and they'd get drunk and they'd walk home, and then they would splack them. They would take their paycheck, or they would take their money.
They don't have bank accounts. They got their money in their pocket. It used to
Yeah.
happen a lot too.
Yeah. So it was a big thing. I couldn't stand that, because I'm like, yo, why don't you go rob some dope boys? Like why are you picking on these guys? These guys are they like to go Friday nights to go drink, and they're gonna send most of that money in that pocket is going to their family in Mexico. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I couldn't stand down here when they used to do that Chico's black and stuff. I didn't like that shit.
Yeah, or any type of like violence towards any type of group or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there's a big thing where they're going, like, since this whole pandemic thing, they're going after, like, Orientals and whatnot in New York. Like they're just walking up to them, giving them a beating and stuff like that, and it's terrible, really. You know what I mean? It's terrible.
And the girls would get involved in that too. What they would do is they would lure the Mexicans into a hotel, give them pills, and then run off with their wallet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they would do that down here too.
There's places out here where they stand on a corner, and they're looking for work, and people stop and they jump in the car, like construction workers. They
Oh yeah.
Mexicans on the side of the road, and They jump in the truck and they're stand every morning. There's a group of them that stand on this one corner, and people pull up and they all run to the car and
Yeah, yeah, down here too. On the Home Depot, all the Home Depots down here. Yeah, I've actually picked up a few of them before to do work, and then hard workers,
yeah,
hard
that's what
workers.
I heard. That's what I've heard from friends that did construction, that they are like the hardest workers because they want you to bring them back another day. They want the work. They want to
Yeah,
work hard and they want the money.
it's like every other immigrant. Italians 100 years ago. But I noticed here, like when I was working, these guys a few years ago, they weren't working for $10 an hour. They wanted like $150 a day for 8 hours plus lunch. You know what I mean? But it's like anything else. They're the first. Like when we came as Italians, what were we doing? Then it's Chinese, and now it's the Mexicans. So no Italians come here no Italians come here legally. Or yeah, I know a lot of them that came here illegally, just like everyone else.
Caneshades, stop typing in my chat.
What happened?
Stop typing in the chat.
Oh, Parasite Slayer. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I can confirm. I've talked to Parasite Slayer. He is not
He's a
Caneshades.
good guy, Parasite.
Not that they would believe
He's
me.
moody at times, but he has the right to be
Yeah,
moody.
not that they would believe me anyway and take my word. You know what I mean? But I'm telling
How
you.
did that happen? I would like to know, like if Parasite Slayer could write in the comment section, how did this idiot get confused with, like, what did you say to him to make him think it's me? Like, what happened there? How'd that occur?
He's very opinionated towards those guys. He hates them.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, but why is it Caneshades is what the point is. Like, I know I would get messages sometimes that there was a rogue wrench in somebody's chat and it's NB, and I'm sitting there at work not even knowing that these people are live, and it's like, well, what makes them think it's me? Well, whatever. That's hilarious because like I'm sitting here at work, I don't even know that they're live, but I'm trolling the crap out of them. Where I got them all up in arms. Who's this rogue wrench that's deleting everybody? It's NB. It's NB. What account is she using? And I'm not even there. And it's like, okay, I don't even need to like really troll you guys because somebody's doing it and they think it's me. So it's like the ultimate troll. Somebody, it's like, okay, all right.
when your channel first came out, I knew, when I seen it, I said, I am going to dodge this channel.
Okay.
I'm not going to acknowledge, because I seen what was going on. I said, oh no.
Wait, this one or the NB or the NB?
No, the NB, your NB channel.
Yeah.
When it first started, I tried to avoid it as possible because I knew that I didn't want to get on the clip channel. So what I would do is I would just ignore it, and I would say, okay, if this NB channel does a video on me, I am going to ignore it because so I was always like, when I'd see you in the comments, I would like, oh no, I ain't saying nothing. Like, I don't want to get on that clip channel.
But the problem with these people is, okay, then they had a certain wrench, and that wrench would I could like I like Vinnie Bracco, for instance, I liked you, and that certain wrench of yours with the initial CM was blocking me from the chat, so it would make you a target. Like, I didn't do crap to Caneshades. So why is this wrench being unbiased and blocking me from the chat? And my friends were there. I was friends with MRE and stuff like that. So all my friends were in there, and then you had this wrench that wanted to block. You know what I mean? So that type of stuff would make you a target. But I never made a video on you. I don't think I did, and if I did, it was probably something like more like shouting you out or something, right? I don't think.
Yeah. But I did in the beginning when I used to do the bodega in the beginning. Like, I'd have a few wrenches in there, and I wasn't monitoring the chat. I don't know who was getting blocked. When I went and I looked at my block list, there was like about 30, 40 people blocked, and I didn't block not one of them.
Yeah, and it was because there was somebody they didn't like, and I knew for a fact because they would go then they would run to Piggy's chat and then brag about how they blocked X, Y, and Z and how good it felt to block them from, and that type of stuff. So that kind of makes you a target that your wrenches are doing that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's need to watch out for, but everything's all good. But you were right. you were one of the first ones to call him out, and I saw the same thing you saw. So what I started to do is documenting it. I started to
Yeah.
document it, and it was very easy. It was very easy to do
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
he was a walking contradiction.
that Discord beef that happened with me and MRE was mostly because of FBS.
Well, if
Mostly
you
of it
never did
was.
that, I would never be here. Let me tell you, because
Mm,
that's when MRE hit me and said, "Hey, you really need to help me lock down this Discord and keep an eye on it."
mhm.
And then I started watching to see what was going on, and that's what dragged me into this. So it was you. You're the one who got me kind of into this community, you
Yeah.
know.
Because here's the thing, when I did that battle MRE, everyone thought I was like a retard because
Yeah,
I kept saying shout out to
I was
Discord,
just
but they didn't understand what I was trying to say. I was trying to say is it's open. Everyone go now. See what that's what I was trying to do.
Oh,
But the people,
wanted to say something to your face too. I need to say something, and I want to say it right to you, so it's not like I'm talking behind your back.
yeah,
I listened to you. You were doxxed. Certain things that you did
yeah,
were put out there.
yeah.
Now you explained it. All right. Now, do I
Mhm.
agree with some of your actions? Absolutely not. But your actions on the computer and the way you act, okay? You do not abuse women. You do not talk bad about women. You do not say you're going to do vicious things to people. You don't bother anybody. So your actions show what type of person you are. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
the type of charges that you had and the things that you said you do, like, I don't agree with that stuff, but your actions and the way you act on the computer shows, like, some of those guys who have sort of similar charges as yours, their actions on the computer, they're saying like that they're going to slap women and spit in their faces and stuff like that. So it doesn't show that they're any sort of changed, or that these were, kind of like just some ex doing this to them or something like that. So I just wanted to explain that to you, because I did, somebody asked me about it, and that's how I explained it. Like,
Well, I could talk about it. I could talk about it. There was two charges there. There was two charges. One was dropped, but that one charge I'll own up to.
Mhm.
The second one was just bullshit. The second one was bullshit. But I was convicted of it because I was on probation. I was on probation for
Right.
aggravated assault with a firearm, and I was looking at 10 years. So I copped out to it, even though I was innocent. Now the one in '08, I was cheating on my wife, and I came in the house, and what happened. We were wrestling, and out of spite, she called the police, and I own up to that.
Yeah.
I
Right.
own
You
up to
have
that.
to do it.
Yeah. And she's my best friend today, and
Yep.
she's the mother of my child. I'm friends with their family. I go over there for Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, and that situation got handled with their family. The father talked to me, we had a conversation, and it is what it is. Like, that situation got handled.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. And that's what, like, when I was asked about, it's like, well, Caneshades, whatever. And it's like, do I agree with what he did? Absolutely not. People make mistakes, whatever, and people can, but it's the way you've acted for the past year on here. Their actions for the past year, or the past 6 months that they are on here, they are saying still this abusive stuff towards people. And that's what the difference is, and you're honest and you're remorseful and everything else. So that's what the difference is when I was asked about it. And, I'll say it right to you. But I referred a lot of people, because some people, like Teresa Murphy, she hadn't been here because she was on a cruise, so she had no idea. So I referred her to go listen to Angel to hear your explanation, because people were, how people come in and say, well, Kane Shades did X, Y, and Z. I'm like, go watch Angel's video and he explains it. And when you hear him explain it, and then come up with your own
Well,
decision. But your actions on the computer in the past year, you're not being some malicious person who's attacking these women like these other people. And that's the point.
yeah, and plus when that thing happened, and mind you, it was no action, that one, but I'm going to own up to it. But
Yes.
my mind was in Candyland at the time. I was cheating on my wife. I wasn't ready for marriage. I'm not saying what I did, like whatever, but I was lost. I was
Yeah.
lost, and
You
and
made
um
mistakes. You made
and I'm
mistakes.
I'm very I love that woman to this day as a friend, and I'm sorry what happened. It is what it is. I can't change the past. I just have to keep moving forward.
Yeah, and like I said, your actions and the way you treat people on here, and
Hmm.
shows that you're not that type of person. And their action shows that they are that type of person, in my opinion, and that's how I feel. And that's it. I don't want to get too into it. You've explained it enough on other channels, and they could watch Angel's video on it if they missed it. But Joe, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh, so that's it.
I just wanted to say shout out to Caneshades and his movement, and MRE and Angel and Teresa Murphy and David
Oh,
Cameron and
Dominic.
Carol. Carol, we love you, Carol. Carol's from New York, so we love her. And
Josie's Josie's been a little sick. Josie's been a little under the weather.
That that you could come on and talk about that stuff and admit it.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Run from it is the best thing to do.
Yeah, it's. I wasn't ready for marriage, and I was cheating on her, and it was a bad situation. I love her to this day. She's the mother of my child, and I love her. And that situation was handled back then, anyways. Like,
how old were you when you got married? I just wanted to.
I was 27. I was 20. I was 27. I'm 42 now. I wasn't ready for that. She had got pregnant. I wasn't ready, but I went into it, and it is what it is.
So you got married 15 years ago. So basically, like I got married a few years after. I got married in my 30s, early 30s, and I don't think you're ever ready for marriage, to be honest with you, especially nowadays. Things have changed so much.
And my ex-wife is, oh my God, she is so tremendous, because then I think a year later I get jammed up with aggravated assault with a firearm, and she held me down like when I was locked up. She was there for me, and man, I love her to this day. Like she looked out for me when I was incarcerated. So yeah.
There's people can. I will say this: people, talk a lot of crap. They speak bad about Lauren or whatever, or NB. And I got to be honest with you. To have her as one of my best friends, I feel like I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world. Because if she's like every other woman, they have their ups and downs, but is really just a great person and will do anything, and doesn't really look at you and doesn't like pass judgment or look down. Like you said, you were in the can and your old lady held you down. Well, that's how she is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And people could talk all the crap they want about her. She's a troll. She does this, but you don't know her. So until you get to know the person,
Yes.
But I want to give her a lot of kudos, because for the time that I know her, I've had some sickness or whatever, and she really just looks out for me. And
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
And I'm in. She's got me on this apple cider vinegar and elderberry and all this stuff, and she really is a great friend.
Yeah, but it's helping, right? Aren't you healing so much faster now that I got you on certain supplements?
Yes.
Like,
I only sleep 16 hours a day now. Before I used to sleep 20 hours a day, so I'm doing great. No, but she really pushes you, to be a better person and stuff like that, and I'm thankful for that. And you can make all your comments. Did he bang her? Did he do this? Did he do that? Well, I'll tell you what we have done. Actually, I won't tell you. I want you guys to just think about it.
Use your imagination,
Use your
whatever
imagination.
you guys want to think, you guys can think. Whatever. It doesn't matter, because if we say yes, people are going to, if we say no, they're going to be false liars. It doesn't matter. So we just say go with it, You know what I mean, Caneshades? You know how, like, MRE, the other day, he said something like, I wrote in chat, MRE would give you the 88 shirt off his back. And he's like, that's right, I would. You just got to make jokes about it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You just make jokes about it at this point, and whatever. I mean, we got a lot of cool people that come in here and support us, and like
Slick, he's cool. Cameron, Carol,
Redzilla,
Parasite player, I like him.
Player, Montauk, and that's it. And same thing with you, Caneshades. So, like, you have a lot of great supporters, and no matter, like, they can make up lies about you and say, I don't know. I think the other day somebody told me that they said that I'm on, like, drugs, whatever. Now, I can go all day and try to prove it, but it doesn't matter. My people are going to believe me, and those people are still going to believe them, no matter what I do or what I say or what I prove. So,
Yeah.
so whatever, and just stick with my little group, and then
I don't know.
and there's been a lot of people that have seen the light and realized that those people are full of crap. And at one point, like they were coming at me as NB, and then they, oh, holy crap, and now they're some of like my best supporters because they saw the light and realized that it wasn't me really being a bully. It was me trying to like warn people, like, look, don't get too deep with this guy. And same thing with you, Kate. You called it too. Something's up with him. Something's up with him. You knew it in the beginning. First time.
And that's what kind of led to the argument with me and MRE, and that's what led out to the whole shout out to Discord battles, because I don't know, I don't want to rehash that, but that's what whatever. But I understood what MRE was saying is don't go after content makers, and then I didn't. I left FBS alone. I ignored all that stuff, and I just let him self-destruct. I just let him self-destruct.
Yep.
Right. And shout out to MRE. He's a good guy, and I know that there's all this, shit that I mean, you got to look at it this way. I could only go by the way he's treated me. And, it's as simple as that. I mean, unfortunately, people that don't know him, you could just say things on YouTube and someone's going to listen to it, whether it's true or not. I mean, everybody says, oh, I'm on drugs, or and I'm thinking to myself, like, really? Do you know where I come from? Do you know the generation I come from? You don't, that's not something that you could say and like, be like, oh, it's a bad thing. Like, I come from the drug generation. Like, yeah, we all did shit. I mean, it's part of being young and dumb. I mean,
definitely.
It's not something like you can say like, oh, you're on drugs. I mean,
yeah, definitely. You know what, man? I'm gonna say something too. Like when I was a kid, I'm from Miami. You know what I mean? I was involved in street. I've never really talked about this before. I was involved in street gangs and all this other stuff. So that sometimes people would offer you stuff, and it is what it is. In my younger days, And if you lived in Miami and you were in the streets and you didn't try coke, then I don't know, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, and you almost have to look at it like, for example, like let's say when you're younger, you meet a girl, right? And like you're at a party or whatever.
Yes.
Girl, and they're doing XYZ. You mean to tell me you're gonna be like, nah, I'm not doing that? Come on.
Yes, you're 100% correct. 100% correct.
The life, I mean, go to a strip club. What do you think you're gonna do in a strip club? And they were up on you, rubbing on you, and people got E and this and that. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous that people would even, my friends. It's like and wait, you need to tell me someone gave me 3 blues and like what is your point? Like, what are you trying to say? You think I'm like gonna lie to you and say I never did XYZ? Come on. I lived in Vegas. I lived in Brooklyn. I live in Staten Island. It's the drug capital of the world. Staten Island for a while was the pill capital of America.
Yeah,
you
and
shout out to someone else to get pills when I could go. And then, like, come on, man. All these people. We were out. Me and BK were out the other day at a diner. We look over to our right. There's a table of like 4 women. They had to be at least 60 or above. And what do you think they're doing? Drinking freaking Michelob and talking about popping pills and doing this. And we're like listening to them, thinking to ourselves like, yo, they're getting fucked up right now in the diner. And we're like laughing. Who is not, like, if you don't do anything, if you don't drink or take something, come on, that's like 99% of America does something, whether it's drinking
or did. And I'm saying,
I mean, come on.
And
you
the people who
crazy?
are calling us junkies are the ones that like have
Thank
all
you.
these like rehab stories and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that. And that's
Exactly.
what the difference is. That was, and then there's certain people like that are sitting there literally on YouTube, like turning colors as they're like passing out midstream. Okay, but
Right.
like I know Joe. Me and Joe have hung out. Can't even count the number of times I've been with him. I've seen him. Never have I seen him slurring his speech, wasted, whatever. If he's prescribed something because he has X, Y, and Z problem, there's nothing wrong with that. Taking your prescriptions, and that's that.
But even if I'm
Down
not
neck. What's up,
prescribed
Down Neck?
anything,
Shout out to Down Neck. He's a good guy. He's one of our friends on here.
even if I wasn't prescribed anything, there's a couple of things. If I ever had drugs and I got arrested, I went to jail. Okay, didn't say a word. Okay, if I ever did drugs, never went to rehab. Okay, own a house. Okay, now you could go to the people on YouTube that know me. The BK Shallons, the Tom Lavecchias, the Vinnie Broccos, the Ryan Lacitos, you can name all those people. And I hung out with them. We went places. Asked them if I even had a sip of alcohol. Who's drinking? Who's smoking weed? Who's smoking cigars? Who's doing this? Ask any of those people if they've ever seen me pop a pill, take a hit of something, take a sip of alcohol.
Yeah, and you're what 40? You're 45 now. How old are
46.
you?
46.
46. Yeah, 47. You're gonna be 47. Like, come on. Whatever you did in your 20s or 30s, you're a grown man now. Like,
If
I
I
mean,
was, but you know what? If
What's
I
up?
had a drug problem, and Caneshades, you come from the Miami area, so I know I'm from New York. Do you think that a drug addict is going to have jewelry, a house, a car, a card collection? If I
no,
was strung out, that'd all be gone.
I would
yes,
never let him,
That's
and I
just
would
how
never
I
let him.
do it.
He's picked my child up from school. I would never let him around my child. Like, let's just say that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like certain things, like that. So,
I've never seen I don't want to use the word junkie, but I've never seen an addict wear expensive jewelry, watches. Like, I've
Exactly.
never seen that. I've never seen it.
That's why
Joe
it's a
was
drug.
doing streams. Him and BK, they were doing streams. Midnight to 3, 4 in the morning, and never did. You know what I mean? Compared to certain righty person who's doing streams, and you see that type of you can
Mine's
tell
so
obviously.
simple.
But regardless, like I said, people are going to believe it no matter what we do. We could say X, Y, and Z. We're not. Certain people are going to believe it, and certain people aren't, and it is what it is. And I don't. It is. I don't care. I don't
You know how
care.
I was able to go through life and do this, do XYZ, do drugs, and come out on the other side okay? Because I talked about it with people. The people that were older than me schooled me when I was younger. Like, hey, it was always like this, man. Let me tell you something. If you're gonna do drugs, make sure you do drugs. Don't let the drugs do you. And I'm like,
Hmm.
and then they'll be like, okay, here's exhibit A and exhibit B. You could do drugs or you could let drugs do you. And when you let drugs do you, you're not going to have a gold chain. You're not going to have a car. You're not going to have a house. You're not going to have anything. It's all going to be taken away from you.
Mhm.
So let's be realistic. The people that are calling me the drug addict, those are the ones that went to rehab, that, were strung out. Man, I'd never been to rehab. Okay. These are the ones that got arrested for drugs and didn't want to go to jail and told on people. I mean, shit, I worked for 20 years. Would you have rather that I went to jail and told on all my friends? Would that be better? So, truthfully, let's take it for what it is. The world is, the world is based on drugs and alcohol. It's very simple. It's an economy. It's what makes this world move. You think that these older women, these people in my family, it's amazing. I'm looking at these people. I'm like, what? Like when you talk to these older women, forget about it. Who's doing this, who's doing that, who's taking this, who's doing that, who's here. That. I mean, people are people and you do things, but it's just a matter of make sure you're doing that shit in moderation and make
Hmm.
sure, you're keeping your shit, on point. And guess what? I've always managed to. But you have never. No one on YouTube is going to be able to say that they see me with drugs ever.
See, my thing was, when I was younger, it was just a social thing. Everyone was there, someone had it. It was more of a social thing. No one went out and robbed anyone and broke into houses or it was just something, and it's Miami. It's Miami, and I know that some New Yorkers that came down here that like they didn't understand. Like there was a couple of New Yorkers that I would hang out with that didn't understand that, but it was Miami. It's all around, especially back then in the 90s and even the early 2000s. It was around. It still is around. It's garbage now. Man, it's what 20. It's 2022. If you're doing coke right now, yo, that shit is garbage.
No,
It's garbage.
Teach your children, Caneshades, you have a young boy. Sorry to cut you off. I went outside for a second. You teach your child not to touch any of that stuff because it's all mixed, and one bad pill can kill them. One bad sniff of something, one bad puff of weed can kill them.
You got to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, me personally, with pills, thank God that, I got away from that stuff because now you have no idea what you're getting. But
all that stuff is garbage now. It's all garbage. Stomped on fentanyl. It's garbage.
You know what's crazy is when I started, when you're younger and you see drugs on TV and whatnot, it's obviously the egg frying. This is your brain on drug, and this guy is a crackhead, and this guy's this. But then as I was getting older and I was starting to be around people, and I would see people using blow, but it was regular people, but they weren't using it like they were sitting there smoking rocks. You know what I mean? They're doing key bumps, and it's professional people that are doing it, and they're just doing it, and you don't even know they're doing it. You know what I mean? It's they're just acting a certain way, and you always see the bad side of it. But when I was younger, it was people were doing it, and it was they held jobs. You know what I mean? They were able to, go to work and function and do all that. I mean, obviously, it could be a terrible thing, and it's ruined a lot of lives. But let's be realistic. Has anyone driven a car drunk? And has anyone driven a car high? I was more in control of the car when I was high than when I was drunk. It's but drinking's legal, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Everybody that I know that I was in the business world with, yeah, okay, they might not have did blow, but they will go to dinner and drink and get drunk or whatever and act like a fool.
I know lots of moms that
everybody does something.
Children, and it's Adderall, or they put the kid to bed and they take a Xanax, and doctor prescribed Xanax and drink of wine, and it helps keep them sane and whatever else, and it's doctor prescribed and everything else. Not that they're going on the streets and getting it illegally, but yeah,
you're not going to shame anyone on YouTube by calling them a drug addict. I mean, it's just not. It's not going to work in 2022.
Now I'm gonna. Now, Joe, I gotta say this too. Now, I've seen drugs destroy people down here too. Absolutely. So yeah. So you're talking about there's functional. Yeah, I've seen that before. Functional, whatever. But I've seen some nasty shit down here, man.
In my household, I've seen it.
Yeah. So there's a dark side, a really bad dark side to it.
Oh, it's the worst. I mean, it's.
Destroys families. It destroys families.
Destroys people. But what I'm trying to say is, you could see that, okay? I'm showing my face on YouTube. I mean, you could kind of look at my face and say, you know what? He might be doing something, but he ain't strung out, and he's not a junkie, and he's not out of control with it. You know what I mean? I could tell you when I do these shows that I'm on nothing. But who's going to believe me? But let's take it for what it's worth. Look at people. I could look at some of these other content creators and you could see it. It's written all over their face. And those are the ones that are calling me the junkie. Like the dude Lefty.
Right.
People are calling me, telling me he's talking about me. And I'm like, okay, well, save that breath, okay? Because I don't want to hear it. Someone called me the other day and said, hey, FBS is talking about you. I'm like, listen, rule number one, if we're going to be friends, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't be calling me up, telling me what he did, XYZ. I don't want to hear it because I don't care. I really do not care about him. He could do what he wants. If he wants to talk about me, he's this big shot. He's hanging out with all these mob guys. He's talking about me. Okay, well, good for him.
Who's
We
hanging
know
out with mom guys? What?
the deal. Oh, Mikey Scars, Mikey,
Okay.
Catch My Ass.
But they're not
Bill
mob guys.
Cotolo. I mean, come on, man. Seriously?
But they're not mob guys, though.
That I don't know. Right? They might be mob guys. They act
Who?
like
Mikey Scars is not a mob guy anymore.
They talk like it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. The Bill Cotolo guy.
He's
I
not a
was
mob
like,
guy.
well, the thing is, I talked to someone about it, and I don't know. It was like, well, that guy takes it in his ass. Okay, well, he takes it in his
What?
ass. So that's like, all right, well, that answers that. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know these people because for me to know them, they're not here. They're not on Staten Island. Like they're not around. I don't see them around. I mean, I don't know. You don't. It's just you don't see them. Like a lot of guys I've seen, and believe me, I've seen people who've cooperated. And like for example, you know who Hector is? Junior, they called him. Junior Pagani.
Pagan.
The one that was
Yeah,
with
Junior. Yeah. So anyway,
Graziano.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
I would see him around. I would see him around, and I would talk to him. This was before he cooperated. And I got to be honest with you, he was a pretty imposing type of guy, like a big guy.
Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah, yep. He ran a gym. He was a good guy. I thought he was a good guy. And I would see him on Mob Wives. I would see them all around. I'd see Big Ann. You see this one. You see that one. I mean, they would be around these people like you would see them. These other guys, Mikey Scars and all these guys, I mean, I don't know. I'd never seen them. So I don't know what they are. Bill Cotolo, I don't know. I mean,
well, that's out of your generation, right? Though, but these informants were like the 80s guys.
not really. No, Mikey Scars was 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Mikey Scars was 2000s.
Uh-huh.
He was he tried to get Angel's brother thrown in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Whatchamacallit? See, the thing is this: when you say Mikey Scars was legit, what does that mean? No, he wasn't legit. Just like Sammy wasn't legit, because you got to understand you could never look at Sammy the Bull and say he did XYZ without saying that he was a snitch. So everything they did is wiped off the map. People don't look at him like that and say, "Oh yeah, Sammy the Bull XYZ." No.
He was a made guy, unlike me, is what I'm saying.
I don't give a damn about it. They told it's over with. Everything they did, it's like the asterisks with Barry Bonds. You did drugs, you wiped off the map. I mean, because these guys are on YouTube. Like I'm listening to Mikey Scars talk about people. Oh, this guy should have never been in the mob. I heard him say that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute now. So they shouldn't have been in the mob, but you should have? I mean, I don't get it. Once you rat, it's over with. It's done. Yeah, Mikey Scars was legit. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had a great future. But guess what? He was facing 10 years. He cooperated. So how do you have respect for that guy? Facing 10 years? 10 years. My brother in 1994 was facing 80 years for something he didn't do. The people were going to court saying he did it. He didn't do it, and they knew it. Why didn't he cooperate? Facing 80 years. Yeah, and that kid that was facing 80 years, 2003, wound up getting 15 years, did 12, didn't rat.
Yeah. I know I know some younger kids that, they could have talked and they could have made situations really bad for certain
To
people.
this situation, all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 1996, my brother meets a stripper. He starts dating the stripper. The stripper has a friend. The stripper's friend, they were all hanging out. Oh, yeah, my boyfriend in LA, he's doing XYZ. That dude comes from LA. The four of them are hanging out. The guy, Johnny, says, look, man, here's what I want. You want to make some money? He says, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a bag. And what you're going to do is you're going to get on the train with the girl, Jeannie, and you're going to take the train like you're newlyweds. And when you get to Detroit, there's a phone number. You call the phone number, you hand the bag to the person, goodbye. That's all you're going to do on the train. You're going to get 10 G's to do that. 10 G's. Done. Gets on the train. They get to Albuquerque, New Mexico. The feds come on the train. It's a whole setup. The feds come on and say, hey, we know you're not involved in it. We know what's going on. Get back on the train, go to Detroit, drop the bag, and go home. Wouldn't do it. Got 39 months. For people he didn't even know. He knew the dude, Johnny, for a month. He was a CI. They targeted my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He did 39 months and didn't know anybody involved, would not open his mouth. They wanted him to just bring it.
See, I wanna say something like this. So what would you do if you were looking at 30 years or 40 years? Yo, I'm telling you, this kid, this 19-year-old kid in 2010, and then a few others. There was a few others, and some of them are home now. They all got hit with the RICO. This kid, this 19-year-old kid in 2010, ain't getting out to 2035. Stood tall. He could have hurt a lot of people. He could have talked on a lot of people. Could have got a lot of people in trouble. And so, but I don't want to hear none of this. People are built different. And if you do the crime, you do the time. I'm not trying to glorify it, but you do the crime, you do the time. If you're involved in that, it is what it is.
Shades, seriously, okay? We got you on panel, and then we got your two accounts, Cuban B and Parasite. Type it in chat. Relax
Oh
yourself.
Oh, Cuban B.
Relax.
What's up, Cuban B?
Relax, Caneshades. You could be yourself in chat, okay?
That is so crazy. That's so crazy. The whole Parasite Slayer and Cuban B thing.
Everybody, please, prayers for this our friend over here. Send him prayers, okay? He just had a loss. I don't want to give out his business, but everybody, please.
Do you know the Junior Pagan story, Caneshades?
Yeah.
Do you understand what he did?
According to, see, I don't like the newspapers and all that because whatever, but according to the newspapers, they said that he testified against his father-in-law, correct? Yeah. And I believe it was Angie, Big Angie's brother, that he committed a crime and snitched on him or something like that.
Cousins.
The cousins, yeah.
What happened was, so they were gonna rob someone who, like the guy, I guess he was had like he would deliver large amounts of monies. The guy had a business or whatever. I don't know the whole story with like who the person was, but what happened was it was him and two guys. Two of them, they were related to Big Ange. So anyway, so Junior, one of them was driving the car. They go up to the guy with the bag of money. Okay, the two of them go up. One of the guys in the car, Junior Pagan, pulls out the gun and says, give me the bag. The guy doesn't want to give up the bag. The Junior shoots the guy in the leg. I guess he killed the guy because he bled to death. Okay? Now, Junior, the shooter, okay, rats on the other two guys. They get 40 years in jail each. He testifies, he gets off. Now, how does the guy that shoots the guy testify against the other two guys. They weren't going there to kill the guy. Pagan just pulled the gun out and was like, like any other fucking situation where, like the gun went off or whatever, and he shot him in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
How does he rat the other two guys out and they get 40 years each? And
It's sick.
He gets 8 years, Junior.
It's
How
sick.
does the gunman rat on the driver?
Is he out now or no? Pagan.
He's close to it.
Huh?
He's real close to it.
Do you think he'll do a podcast, or you think he'll stay away from the internet?
Do I think he'll do a podcast and stay away from it? It depends on what his finances are. But what I think is going to happen is eventually I do think he would. Because
hey guys, I have a phone.
More and more are going to do it.
Guys, this was great. I have a phone call coming in. I got to go. This was great, guys.
Caneshades, check out Dean. He's on soon. Caneshades, he's probably listening. Dean's going to be on at 7 o'clock, and I dropped the link, so everybody make sure they support Dean.
So these guys are definitely going to start they're going to start linking up all of them because they all got stories to tell, and they all want to tell their stories. I mean, I just think it's crazy that they're allowed to do this because, you got to sit there and you really got to tell a story of how you hurt someone. I mean, if you think about like Sammy Gravano, okay, like, my family was very involved. Like his wife's family, the Scabettas, my family, like they knew each other. Like my Uncle Chaz was like real tight with Nicky. So I guess in a way we look at him different, but most people praise Sammy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When the shit goes, when it really comes down to it, how do you think Joy Faraci feels? He killed her brother. It becomes completely different.
An innocent child and he was in the back, right? Like he shot him in the back, an innocent person. But
the point that I'm bringing up is these people are profit. Like, do you think she likes to see the guy who killed her brother on YouTube making a ton of money and people are praising him? How would that make you feel as a person? Like, it's easy for most people because it's like they have no skin in the game when it comes to Sammy. But like if he shot your brother or your sister or your cousin or your uncle in the head,
his wife's brother he killed.
Well, that's Nicky.
Oh my God!
So
I think there was a bug in my. Is there still mosquitoes out? Something's biting me. Anyway,
it's warmer. So the whole thing is when you hear this stuff, like Angel, she's got to listen to a guy be praised who basically put her old man away, or or whatever it is, but there's people that praise him, and it's crazy that people, there's always two sides of it, and I think that's something that we lose sight of, and that's why I try to tell people when you say like Anthony Spiro's a great guy, yeah, he is, right? He was a great guy, but there's other people that don't think he was great. Because if he had your brother killed, and that's what these guys did, you're not going to feel that way. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is that we've lost sight of, what's important.
What's the matter, Brad Trap?
We love Sammy, but everybody loves Sammy. He's got 600. How many subs does he have?
A lot.
See the comments. You got to see the comments that people make. Oh, Sammy, you're a man's man. Oh, you were this, you're that. And how do you think the victims, their families feel?
Yeah, he's making money. 500 and over 500,000 subscribers, and he's making buck. He's making buck. I'm telling you that.
And he's talking about it, and he's talking about this, and he's talking about that.
Okay.
And it would just how would that make you feel? It make if it's crazy.
I don't want you to feel uncomfortable in here, Brad Trap. If something's going on,
no, don't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, email me. I was out. Maybe I misread his comment that he wrote up there. That's all.
We love Rat Trap.
We love. He is. He's one of our brothers.
Now,
One
Mikey
of our
Scars,
brothers,
his
and
brother got
definitely
killed.
a good,
His
loyal
brother
friend, Brad Trap.
got killed, Mikey Scars. They killed his brother. He talks about it. Out of all of them, he seems the most realistic about it. Like, he comes off a little different than most of these guys. Like, some of them forget about it. But the truth of the matter is, when you know people that know of him, they're going to say he's a piece of shit. I mean, he tried to put Angel's brother, who was like one of his close friends,
Mm-hmm.
they tried to put him under the jail. He testified against him. So that's what I really don't like about
Good
the whole
on DCO.
YouTube thing. And
And that's why I like we push back, because these informants who are coming on YouTube and changing history and lying and making money off this stuff, we push back is now calling them out and you know putting them in, putting the stories out there, and they're pushing back on these lying informants, and that's why it's a good thing that Dominic set up and is doing.
yeah, I
So
don't,
hashtag we push
really,
back.
like, I don't know what. I guess Dominic is the We Push Back movement is still strong, but I guess he has no members anymore or
He
whatever.
has some. We're all supporters. We're
And
supporters.
I
He's
gotta
just
be honest, yeah. And the thing is, you don't need members for people to support you. Like, we support you. I mean, I've always supported him. I wasn't a member. Like, I
Yep.
wasn't like, but I would always message him and he messages me still, and it's always greetings. And if there's anything I
Thank you,
could do
Rara.
for him, and he says if there's anything he could do for me, and I think what he's doing now is the best way to do it. You
Yep.
have people that support you, and thank
Thank
you,
you,
Teresa.
Teresa.
Because what winds up happening, I think, is when you start bringing people into a movement, what gets lost is like what was getting
A
lost. I
message.
think was like
A
people were
message.
getting more concerned about like what they were involved in.
Mm-hmm.
The movement is We Push Back. The movement is not Bay Eighth. So if I'm doing shows and I got a beef with this guy or whatever, that's going to be like the topic is the beef.
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing is the movement. That should be first. And I think people let their own personal shit get in the way of what was important. And we got into all these little side beefs, and then everything gets lost. When in reality,
Absolutely, Cuban B.
the movement is more important. So we support Dominic, and you know, if he ever went to a situation where he would, go back to like having members or whatever, he'd have double. Because I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee I would be involved more this time. Like I would be a member.
Yeah, the problem was, I think, he was bringing these people in, and then they made it like they were so serious about the cause, and then certain people, then all of a sudden they left and they want to go a different route. They're so going,
Right.
oh,
Right.
I don't like informants. I don't like informants. And then they leave, and
Right.
then they're with the informants. But
Exactly.
his way of doing it right now, and he might change it up again and find a different way. This is brand new, and
Yeah.
whatever he does, we support. In the long run, we'll always support him. But we have Dean.
No, we have Dave Jones that brought up something really good
Oh, go
because
ahead.
this is important.
Go ahead.
So I don't know. I thought
Where's Dave
that
Jones?
it was like they had this thing called the Son of Sam laws where you couldn't profit. I wonder what happened to that because I was under the impression that you couldn't profit off of like the next person's misery. Like Sammy wrote the book, but the families were supposed to get some of that money or all of the money. I don't know what is happening now, but like Joy Faraci and her family, If this guy's making money, then she should be getting some of that bread or all of it. Not that it's gonna, not that that could do anything, not that it's gonna bring back anything. It's like, is it gonna make it easier? But it'll make it more difficult on Sammy and his people
Well,
that are
we will just
parading around YouTube making all this money, like they're wearing it or whatever, and other people are suffering, and that's not right. You
yeah, we
shouldn't be
just
able to
watched
do that.
the Dahmer interview, and there was all the proceeds if they wrote books and stuff like that. It was going to the victims' families. Any proceeds they were making off that stuff. So, I mean, it should be the same thing as far as like what he's making, but I'm sure because he's a federal informant, there's ways around that. I don't know.
Because like that Patrick Cock David guy, right, from Valuetainment, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he paid him and that franchise dude six-figure money for that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't know. It just, to me, it's the whole YouTube thing is going to be like everything else after a while. It's going to be all these guys are just going to be coming on, and there's going to be more and more and more because they can make money, and pretty soon we're not even going to want to be on YouTube. It's just not even going to be worth it. I mean, if it wasn't for Teresa and Hunt and B1 and Claudio and Carol and these
Brown
good
Rat
people that
Trap.
are in here, exactly. If it wasn't for them, the salt, pepper, ketchups and all these people, Caneshades, MRE, Gotti, Angel Gotti, like, what would be the point? You'd be pointless.
Yeah, or Heidi or Amber, even some of
Exactly.
our friends from the other communities, Margie.
Right.
I mean, we've met a lot of good people, and with
Yeah.
us being on here now, like Joe, it's been a year. I was on here in another community for a year, and then here for a year. I've, between the communities, I've weaned out who the good, loyal, good friends are, and who so at this point, we have some good people who follow us and are with us, and we love you all. And if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. I'm telling you,
Right.
because it's not worth the BS that goes on, all that sickening shit with going on with that. And that's why we're hoping that we can all come together, like all us people, and make our own little community where we just have fun and talk about sports and reality TV shows or whatever you're into. Some of them, whatever, and stay away from let all those guys fight with each other and dox each other and hack each other and do whatever else. And they might still do it to us, but when we're not giving them attention, then maybe they'll move on to the next person that's going to argue back with them and give them that attention. Hashtag enough is enough is what I'm saying. But there is, I think we're
And
going to
then
wrap
the
it up.
other thing is, though, I just want to add this, not to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
like Lauren and BK, okay? Like even Tom and Vinny, these are like friends of mine that, like Tom and Vinny, like I'm not mad at them when we're still friends. I know if I call them and need something, they'll be there. So there are a lot of pluses to this. I mean, BK, Skip, these guys, I still have their numbers. They have mine. And there's definitely some positives that came out of it. It's just unfortunately,
Well, we have each
you know,
other now, and that
yeah,
is
but right
awesome.
now we
All
have,
this, all I had was Joe. It would all be worth it.
right now, here's the crazy part is that we have like between 40, 50 people in here. I swear to you. If I came on the show and started cursing everyone out and was at the top of my lungs, we'd have 4 times the amount of people. That's bothersome. It really is. It's bothersome. What I would
Well,
like
it
to
doesn't
do,
bother me. I'd rather those people don't come in here, though. I'd rather the
what
people
I
stay
right,
with us who just want to be with us because of us. And even if, I mean, we usually average 40, 50 people. And that's when we're even talking about a topic that's not really a topic. It's not this BS.
right,
And those are the people we want around. We want to wean out those people that are just here. And trust me, there's people that are in their chats stirring some up, acting like they're friends, and then they come in our chats, stirring things up, acting like our friends, and they're going back and forth, back and forth. We don't want those people around. No, 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 no. We don't want those people around.
Right.
We want to be surrounded by good people that we know are our friends, that are loyal. Like, I know if, listen, okay, Carol, Teresa, Rat Trap, now Down Next become one of my good friends. We got the Jerry.
Cuban
If
D.
I wanted to message one of them, email one of them late night, early morning, middle of the day, and I was just like, just to talk because I'm having a bad day. I know that they would take time out of their day just to talk to me and be there for me, even, you know, like, and that's the type of people that we want around.
Where's
And
the American Werewolf in London? I haven't seen him. I hope he's not blocked.
who's that?
John Wolf.
No, he was in here this morning.
Where is he wolfing?
He was in here this morning with a different name, YouTube something. YouTube.
Oh, John Wolf. Listen,
He needs a
okay?
break.
I gotta
He's
be
too
honest
much.
with that John Wolf.
He needs
We've
a break.
seen pictures of you, okay? If we were gonna make fun of you, we would just post your picture. We like you. Come on, act normal. Don't do no ho shit. Don't do no like behind the scenes, you know. Because
Now,
maybe if you acted a little normal, something will happen to you that has never happened in your whole life. You want to know what that is, John Wolfen? That one of these women might say, I know 99.9999% of YouTube, the women on YouTube, would not even look at this guy because he looks like stir-fried shit. But I think John Wolfen is cute. Huh? And what happens is, then next thing you know, you're in the money. So just come on and act normal. There's
he's
someone for
retaining.
everyone.
He
Don't do no
practices.
behind the back shit and come on as this person or this Cock McDonough that came on. You know, Cock McDonough. He wants to know about my business. Do I ask him who he fucked in the ass? I mean, come on. I don't ask him that question. So why are you going to come on here and ask, oh, did you bang her? Like, really? What do you think? What do you think, Cock McDonough?
You think
You
Joe
answer
can
that
handle?
question.
You think this guy can handle all this guy? People,
No
come on.
way.
No way.
No way, Cock McDonough. But we know what you could handle in your tush, Cock McDonough.
Oh
And that's a
yeah,
lot.
I'm
Believe
a
me.
whole lot of.
You can take a lot in your tush. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, Cock
Joe would
McDonough.
be choked and chained to the bed, and he
Yeah.
wouldn't. So those.
Let me tell
Anyway,
you.
just kidding.
You could
But
definitely
listen,
take
we
it
gotta listen. Let's everybody go over and support Dean's interview.
Whose interview?
Dean Wilkinson. Well, is that his name? He's doing an interview. He is a friend of MRE. He did some time in jail, didn't rat type of thing.
I
He's
gotta
going to do
focus
an
on-
interview somewhere. So drop the link in, baby. We were just about
No.
to
Salt, pepper, ketchup. We don't play that game here. You got to say, drop the link, Joey. She ain't running shit. That ain't happening. But aren't you working, Salt, pepper, ketchup? Drop the link for him. Let's see if he wants to come on for a minute. He's a good guy. I know a lot about him, and I actually like him. And he's a good guy.
Wolf is retaining his. There's something called semen retention, and Wolf does that, so he's not trying to be with a woman or a man.
With that, let me tell you, I seen a picture of him.
We
What do
had
you
him and
think?
named that ass. Remember that name that a post has been removed by who?
The
Oh,
thing
so
is,
he was
he's
in
actually a
that
funny
a-hole.
guy. It's just
We had him in that
he
name that
does
a-hole
certain
show,
things.
and what is this? Is ugly.
Like
Whoa!
he does
I
certain
just saw
things.
something scary.
Like you got to know where to draw the line. Like you could like make fun of people, but then like you go a little too far with it, and it becomes like, you know, like when you do a show talking about like that I was involved with this dude stealing money. I mean, that to me is just a little over the top.
Why does this
Because-
kid have Why does this kid have things on his, like, he has like things going on his lip?
Where
right
is
here.
Salt Pepper Ketchup? Did you put the link for him?
Yeah, I put the link in, but look at these sores on this guy's lip. Oh man, tell me he's to the point where he's opening his mouth for his he must be opening his mouth and doing
Who's
things for
that?
his. Who do you think that is, righty? He must be opening. Oh, he must be opening
What?
his. Yeah, you saw all those sores on his lip. He posted that. He must be opening his
No.
mouth for
No,
his.
go to an avatar, please. Go to an avatar.
You want him to be avatared?
Go to an avatar, please.
Yo,
Go to an avatar. What's up, SPK?
what are you doing, buddy?
Talking to you, homie.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
He comes here and puts us on hold. It's like when somebody
You could
calls you.
avatar.
It's like when somebody calls you, right? And they're like, I'm like,
Hold
hello,
on.
hold on, and then they put you on hold.
No, I thought I was getting an echo.
No, you're good.
Okay, what's going
How
on?
are you, my friend?
I'm good. Just at work, waiting for the football game to start.
That's cool.
Which one?
Good for you, man.
You could talk to Joe about it behind the scenes. He'll let you know.
Yeah.
He already told me. I got you. Okay, I wasn't sure if I got you. Yep.
So
Me and Joe talked.
But actually, good point. Who is playing? Who's playing tonight?
Right now, the Cowboys and LA,
No,
1910
the
Cowboys.
The 8 o'clock the game tonight. Here is who's playing tonight?
I'm looking right
The
now.
Simpsons, football night.
oh.
America.
Yeah, football night in America. There you go.
I'm on a natural high right now with the Jets, so I don't need drugs.
Oh,
okay?
Bengals Ravens. There you go.
Cincinnati Bengals at the ball. Yeah, I found my Jets jersey too, but I didn't put it on. I definitely Jets jersey, but I have like a pink one. You know how girls have to wear like the white and the pink, and anyway.
It's amazing that the Jets were able to win 2 in a row. I didn't think I'd see that for a long time.
Bengals Ravens isn't too exciting.
Well, unless you got skin in the game, and I have skin in the game because I'm a big proponent of Joe Burrow.
Well, do you know that the Buccaneers had been blacked out of TV for a very long time, for years, because they weren't doing good and they weren't selling tickets. They got over Brady and the other guy, and then all of a sudden they won the Super Bowl.
Who's Brady and the other
Sure.
guy?
Who was the other guy that was on there? I'm picturing his face, but I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head right now. Why? Because I was even at that
Gronkowski.
Super Bowl
Gronkowski.
and Super Bowl
Gronk is
parade.
gone.
Gronk.
What was it? Who was it? Grant.
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Gronkowski. Yeah.
What up, Maddie?
Maddie, what up?
He was supposed to unretire again and come play with Brady one more time. I don't know. I guess he didn't do it.
Yeah, I actually took my daughter to that Super Bowl, and then we went to the boat parade. We had fun.
That
So
was
right
the one.
now-
That was the one in Tampa, right?
Yeah, they played right in Tampa. Yep.
Yeah. That was cool. That was the first time ever that the home team played and won in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we didn't stay. We went in there for a little bit. They were young. I mean, my friend and the kids that we had with us, they were young. We went in for a little bit and left. Dude, it's not like
I like Triple X's statement right there. F
what
the
did he say, Maddie?
He said F the Patriots. But so listen, so I'm talking about doing like a sports show, right? Like about cards and sports. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, who can I count on that will actually like listen to the show and be a part of the show, because we need
Slick wants to talk sports with you. Slick knows so much about sports, and he's been telling me that he wants to come up and talk sports with you too. Just so
I came up with Mike Slick.
Well, Joe,
and Parasite Slayer and Salt Pepper Ketchup.
Yeah, I can definitely. I mean, more than one day a week.
No, I mean, like, when we do shows, I mean, it's not going to be any schedule type thing. It could be as, like, I'm into basketball and, like, obviously, the playoffs with the Yankees. So it might be.
I'm a big hockey guy, too. Big hockey guy.
We're not going to talk hockey.
There could be a set time once a week for like a sports show for Joe to do with a couple of you guys. Whatever works for you guys. You guys all talk and work it out, and then you guys.
Regardless of the time, whatever. I'm just saying I could count on 3 people right now, and I need a few more people and some women I could count on, like Teresa. I could count on Chuck Murphy will get involved. I mean, so we have, but I want to build it the right way. I don't want like douchebags involved. You know what I mean? Like I want to get some good people. I want to get people that are going to come in and just like, look to troll or whatever.
Also, too, you got to get get people that actually know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? No.
Even if they don't know what they're talking about, like I would love to people like, all right, so we're talking about sports. I would love to say, oh yeah, I really like that guy. He's really cute. I also want that. You know what I mean? Like I want the woman's perspective. Like oh, he's cute. You know what I mean? Like that.
Sure.
So
But
we
we
have
also
Maddie.
had
So now we're up to like 5 people. Now I
listen
guarantee
Shades
you,
too. Caneshades loves the sports talk, and
right?
I'm sure he'll make some time to hop on too if he's
I thought I was
available.
going to call Lee Cole, but he hasn't returned my call because Lee Cole is working right now on the Lee Cole network, and he's got so many subs that he forgets
So
his name.
I feel bad. Like you guys know, I'm pretty new, right? 5-6 weeks in. I'm still just like you
You got a
yelled at
lot to learn. You got
just
a
like
lot to learn.
Joe, just like you yelled at me the other day.
I didn't yell at
And,
you. It was a text message.
well, you know what I mean.
Joe yelled at you. That means he likes you.
So wait,
No, I
if he's not-
didn't yell. I was saying, like, bro, I don't care what that because he's like the homie.
So wait,
He's
well, wait,
he's
listen.
protecting me. And
Hold
I'm
on,
telling
listen.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake last night and said something in
right.
I told somebody that somebody was saying something about someone, and I got blocked in their chat.
You did?
Oh. Who you want to say who? Because I could.
I was in Angel's chat, and she got upset and blocked me. But I know she's not like
She
being
blocked
mean
you?
about it. What?
Really? I didn't think she would do that. You must have
Well,
really cursed someone
Well, maybe
out.
it was one of her mods. Some of the mods
Yeah.
sometimes are very protective of her, so maybe it
probably
wasn't.
deserved. Yeah, no, I think it was her actually, but I probably deserved it. No hard feelings.
But what's
Yeah.
your name in there?
So
SBK?
Same
It's
thing.
hard to take it serious when you have that name. It's like it almost would be like a troll name almost. You
Well,
gotta
I was
come up with
gonna
something
put LGAB.
Yeah, I know, right. Mhm. It took us like about 15 minutes to figure it out, but we got it.
And you got it right away.
Yeah, but I mean, it took a little bit,
You
like,
want to know
oh,
what's
yeah.
funny? You want to know what's funny too with Danny Trio? When I say what's up to him in his chat, right away he said bacon, egg, and cheese. He knew because he's a New Yorker, so he knew right
Yeah.
away.
Mhm.
Lesso
I've never
too.
met
Lesso
him.
and
I've
Maddie.
never talked to him. I'd like to meet Danny Trio. I think he's okay.
Yeah, I like to pick his brain a little bit. You could tell he's definitely a knock-around guy for sure.
Yep. The thing is, I was telling SPK, I'm like, I really don't listen to shows that much. Not because for any other reason other than like time constraints or whatever, like, or I'm involved in something.
Sure.
And what I was telling him was, you gotta, you can't really take, like, when these other guys do shows and they talk crap, like, you can't really get too upset or, because it's like I let it roll off. Like when someone's talking about me, what I was trying to say was, like, all the friends that I have on YouTube, they would all call me and say, like, hey, this guy said this. And for no other reason, it's like I have 17 people calling me, and it's like at some point I have to say,
you know what?
Like, hey.
And also too, looking at it from your perspective, if you look like a little washerwoman, like running around saying, "Oh, this one said this about you, and this one said that about you." You look like a little yenta.
Not even that, because a lot of people, like, you're just trying to be my friend and like let me know, like, hey, But on YouTube, it's completely different than like normal life.
Right. Yeah. It's irrelevant. Honestly.
But okay, so I'm sitting with my kid, right? Let's just put this for instance. Me and my daughter were out doing something, spending mom-daughter time, whatever. And these people are sending me clips. This one's talking about you. This one's talking. He's doing a show right now on you. They're sending me the thumbnail. They're sending me clips. Now I'm getting in a mood instead of just having a good time with my child too. Like if I want to see it, I know where to go look for it myself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sure. Same thing with me and Joe. Me and Joe know where, if we want to go see what they're saying, we know where to go look for it. And
also, but also too,
it gets annoying. But it won't just be one person. It'll be like 5 people in a row messaging me. Oh my God, they're saying this. They're saying that. Okay, guys, leave me alone. I could go and see it myself. And
sure. And also too, is completely innocent because they think that they're doing you a favor. You know what I mean?
Right.
But meanwhile, at the end of the day, all they did was get your balls twisted, and now you can't give your daughter 100% attention.
Yep.
Right.
I get it.
Exactly.
I
You know,
get
we
it.
got
Yeah.
lives outside of this. We're on, and then we log off, and then like the YouTube, it's irrelevant to us what
Right.
goes on and what's
It's
said.
like,
We'll never.
and also too, it's like you guys, you're off, you're on it for X amount of time, and when you're off, you want to be off 100%. You don't
Yeah,
want to hear about.
me and Joe are sitting there eating lunch, and do we want a bunch of calls about who's talking about us? And then we start talking,
Absolutely
spending
not.
our whole lunchtime talking about YouTube. Like we don't
Right.
want to be talking about this YouTube, like the jerks on YouTube. We might talk about things we want to do with the channel, but we don't want to be talking about these jerks on YouTube as we're sitting there over our coconut shrimp.
Of course, coconut
It's
shrimp.
not
Huh? Nice.
surprising.
I like coconut shrimp.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, listen, I gotta get back to work.
Thanks for popping
We
on.
gotta get off. We've been on for like 2 hours. Holy shit.
Joe, I'll text
Yeah.
you later on. If not, tomorrow, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good night at work.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bro.
All right.
We got to get off.
You got to get, yeah. Well, you guys go check out Dean's interview. I put the link in before. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the super chats.
Who's Dean?
Huh?
Who's Dean?
Dean Wilkinson he's a friend of MRE's who did a lot of time in jail, didn't rat. So he's out now. So he's doing a interview on, I believe, convicting. So everybody check out that interview and show support over there.
Oh, good for him.
That's all. So, and it started at 7. So let's, anyway, regardless, we've been on for, what are we on for? 2 hours and 36 minutes. We had a good chat. That we had some, we talked some football. We talked some good talk. Caneshades a good guy too. Subscribe to Caneshades if you haven't. Rat Trap City. All of my mods who have wrenches, I hope you guys dropped your links. That's why you guys have wrenches. We love you all. Thank you for the super chats, cash apps, whatever you guys sent. And what else do you have to say, Joe?
I want to say thank you to everyone. And Teresa, we got to confirm the dates. We got to get with NB, with Lauren.
Well, she also said that Ryan wants, you got to do the card thing with the brother-in-law. You got to talk to Teresa because Ryan's home and he wants to come on and do something. So there's a bunch of things we got to talk with Teresa about. We'll do that.
And thank everyone that listened to the show. If you sent money, we love you. If you didn't send money, we love you.
Just being here.
Parasite Slayer, thank you. Caneshades, good kid. Maybe I'll start doing some sports shows with him. Kim, where have you been? I love Kim. Kim is great. And she's pretty good looking too. So, I mean, that adds more to it. You know what I mean? It's like Parasite Slayer, thank you for your honesty. I don't think you lie about anything. I mean, I wish you would curb it a little bit, and like lie to, like Mike Slick, Rat Trap City, Triple X. I missed you too, Kim. She really is. Let me tell you something. Kim is a great woman. She really is.
I missed you too, Kim.
Yeah, Kim.
Mike Slick's a good guy.
Unbelievable. She's so supportive of me and what we do and stuff. So thank you. You're another reason why I like coming on. Because I'm telling you, if Kim's around and you mess with Bay 8th, you're in deep trouble. So, and the role gets reversed too. If anybody says anything bad about Kim, you're not getting put in timeout. You're getting a boot up your ass and you're getting blocked forever. Yeah, she'll put in the good word for you. SPK.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
All right. The last 30 seconds. Listen, the last 30 seconds. Somebody told me that they check. So if you're saying bad words in the last 30 seconds, that's when you lose some of the yellow. So say some nice, kind words for 30 seconds.
Let me tell you,
Rainbows and butterflies and unicorns.
I love all the look. Okay. Whoever the bosses at YouTube are great. We love YouTube. YouTube is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's all positive. And we love YouTube. So thank you, YouTube, for all the great times that you've created. And thank everyone that has just been great. We love everyone, but we don't love everyone. That would be a lie, and I don't want to be a liar. But thank you, guys. NB, you have anything you want to say? Yobi, good guy. Love you too, man. Peace. You have anything you want to say?
Thank you all for the support. Love you all. Ding ding.
Ding ding. See you late, Carol. Love you.